And
it's basically a fighting ostrich.
live!
Oh god. Oh no.
Hello.
Oh
Now
god,
everyone has to hear
people!
my mistakes.
Don't worry,
People
I'm
can
gonna
hear my
fuck
mistake.
up way
Dear
more than you.
God, how do you think I feel every fucking stream? Dear God.
It seems you didn't read the fine print in their contracts.
No.
Do you think Gal can read?
Nice. I believe this is
No.
session 5? Yeah, this is the fifth or 4th.
Also,
Oh,
I'd
they
rather
can see
be
the
lit
lens flare
on-
now. Beautiful.
Oh my god. Hang on, let me double check. I believe this is a stupid question. I believe this is either the 4th stream or the 5th stream. It's either
I think it's the 4th.
Because the first one was
Let me hang
how
on.
to train.
Let me
Was
check-
the
let me
first one
check
how
the
to train
YouTube
your
channel.
driving?
Yeah, first one was How to Train Your Drive-In. Oh,
Four.
yeah, it was. Oh, yep, it's 4th. Yep. First was How to Train Your Drive-In, then Hopes
Aha.
and Dreams, then
Look at me,
Shadows to
knowing
Come.
shit.
Yeah, so this is
Pretty
session 4, episode 4.
4 is a number.
Indeed.
That's not here
It's-
yet.
It's
It's before 5 and after 3.
Yeah, it's not the loneliest number.
Exactly. I was gonna sing it, and then I was like, no, doesn't work, huh?
Yeah, no. 4 isn't the you know.
Nature.
Four
Actually,
Four
Definitely
is the
a number.
goldiest
Nature, I can
number.
hear your.
No,
Nature,
4
I
is the
can hear your
number of
fan.
death.
Sorry, what was that, Raul?
I can hear your fan.
Oh, god damn it.
Every single time you speak, I can hear it.
Oof.
Hang on, let me move it.
Nature
that any
has
better?
become one with the air.
Damn it. Sorry, that's my... I love this laptop to death. It is great. It does miracles for me in many ways. However, the two problems with it are A, heating, and 2, fan. Because it's really fucking loud.
Well, I mean, hey, it's loud because it's working.
Indeed.
Have you yelled at it to shut up yet?
Oh, believe me.
That's what I do.
I've tried. It
That's
doesn't
what
really do
works
much.
for me.
Yeah, I've since moved my mic away from the laptop fan, so that hopefully should make it a little better. Okay. I need to go advertising stuff and things.
Ow, my hand.
What'd you do?
What did you do this time?
Probably playing Pixelmon.
I heard
Mono,
What?
Oh.
one of these days you're going to get Gamer Claw, and you're gonna hate yourself.
Gamer Claw. Hey, at least it's not Nature Claw.
No, Gamer Claw is an actual thing,
Kyle.
though. It's like a form of arthritis
Oh,
that you
yeah.
get from playing video games with certain types of mice and controllers.
Isn't that basically carpal tunnel?
Yes, it's a form of
In a way,
arthritis and
yes.
carpal tunnel combined.
Then what the hell?
Well,
what the
it also
hell would
doesn't
Nature
help
Claw
that-
be?
I'm like pulling. I'm basically
You get
pulling
like
on.
all the bones start to fuse into wood.
Ugh.
No, I'm basically like pulling on triggers all day, so I'm like constantly, just nonstop, like constantly flexing my hand.
Yeah, you're most likely gonna get PlayStation Gamer Claw.
No, not
PlayStation
even,
Gamer Claw.
not even from that. It's from my work.
Gotta remember to scratch. Gotta remember to stretch and crack
Gotta remember to
your
scratch,
knuckles.
guys.
Yeah, especially if it...
Everybody scratch.
That's definitely what I meant to say.
Remember,
I
chin scritchies are the most powerful attack.
chin
They
scritches
can
back
be,
in.
if wielded capably.
Indeed.
In
Chin
the right
scritches.
hands, they hold great power.
I think Farron's Vulture is immune to chin scratches.
Oh, dang.
Immune
I'll
to
test
what?
that theory.
Chin
The
scritches.
chins.
Oh,
That's not what I heard.
There's
I
no animal immune to chin scritchies.
I mean, there's only one way to find out.
I mean, do you really
Chomp.
want your fingers to be pecked off?
Again, only one way to find out. Though I suppose then, if we're gonna be doing that kind of thing, I suppose I should ask the question. Is everyone ready to play some Dungeons and/or Dragons?
No, it's
Houses and
cabins and coworkers.
himbos.
Well, yeah,
Oh, it
sorry.
is cabins and coworkers today.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Interviews and
Yes.
inquiries.
Dungeons and Dragons. Whoa, wow. Beautiful.
Just hold on.
Employees and excavators.
Oh shit. Damn it.
I still
sorry.
like employees and executions.
Blaze and Explorers.
Damn it, the moment I said that, I got a notification that my mouse is fucking running low on power. God damn it. Oh, actually,
You know,
that's
if
another
you got a
thing.
cat, you wouldn't have that problem.
You know what's funny?
hilarious.
It would have been
thing-
great if I got a mouse familiar. It would have been like, ah, yes, now I have something to use to point and click in my computers.
I,
Sure, I think you've
I was gonna
forgotten-
say, yes, now I have a lab rat.
Nature,
Oh
I
my
think you've
God.
forgotten something very important.
I almost did. Give me uno momento as I prepare it.
Let's get that dice ASMR. Let's get it.
Oh yeah,
Let's get it
hell
all
yeah!
up
Y'all
here.
ready for this? Y'all
I'm
want to
so
hear
ready.
this shit?
I've been
y'all
waiting
wanna-
for it.
Hang on.
Are those
There we go.
Die Hard dice?
Oh yeah. Them dice. Oh more.
Ooh,
Just put it directly up to the mic. No. So, I suppose
Just
in
put
that
the mic
end,
in the dice bag. Stir it around.
I could, but I feel like that would murder everyone's ears.
You imagine my ears haven't already been murdered.
Touche. Nonetheless, I suppose we'll do a bit of a lightning round for the colors. B, color.
It's random.
Okay.
First thing you grab.
Brown.
There
Beautiful.
it is.
Alright, in that case, Keen, color.
You got gold?
You bet your sweet bippy we do.
We had gold last
No,
time.
Huckabee,
Oh, then I would guess more red.
Red? Alright, brown and red it is.
Please
Yeah,
never say you bet your sweet bippy we do ever again.
Sorry, that's...
That is the only thing you're allowed to say.
I've
Yeah,
only
bad guys, we-
watched...
No.
I've only watched so
Disapprove.
much...
Maybe we do.
Yeah, I've only watched so
No.
much Ed, Edd and Eddie, but that's one of the few things that have been lodged in my memory that's become a fucking meme of just Ed just going, "You'll bet your sweet bippy I did," and the tank getting fucking clobbered with a bowling ball.
Rolf used to be the son of a shepherd.
You
but
did
now
not
he's
the son of a
posterior
shepherd! Rolf is
God.
my spirit animal.
How dare you?
I should have named Aggro Rolf. It would have been funny.
That would be
dare you, Ed
hilarious,
boy?
but no. Anyway,
No, I wouldn't do that to you.
as I continue to sort through the dice, I suppose I should change over to the intro music. Not the intro music, the recap music.
No, my industrious ferrets.
Don't worry, they're still there in spirit.
They're modernizing.
They're
Oh god,
modernizing.
they're unionizing. Oh dear god.
No.
No. But anyway.
Wait, hold up. If I
Their
remember
Windows
correctly,
updating. Oh, we're fine.
if I remember correctly, a group of ferrets is called a business.
Yes, which is beautiful. Anyway, I suppose that
But do
in
they
that
get down
case-
to business? Like to
That is a-
defeat the Huns?
Ah, that is a good question.
Yes.
I'm afraid I can't answer it. Anyway, so what does everyone recall that was import that happened last session?
We had a conversation with the monk about the cults, the eyes, and a new faction that has come into the picture, the Worm Watchers.
Mm-hmm.
And after
Can
during
we call
such
them the
we
Wiggle
learned,
Watchers?
yes, the Wiggle Watchers. They're Wiggle Watchers now. We learned
You
some
wish.
very
They're now the
groundbreaking.
Wiggle Watchers.
While we were having the conversation with the Wiggle Watchers, we learned some very groundbreaking information about Dasher's backstory. That it might not even be true,
Mm-hmm.
Well, most of it might not be true.
and
Most of the
and
important
after
stuff.
such, we Nox got the whole party together and proceeded to tell them all off.
Kinda.
we had a bonding moment.
Yeah.
I don't think Dasher actually got told off.
Yeah, it was
No.
less. It was less specifically. Oh, it's your fault, and more so. Oh, you need help.
Everybody,
Like,
everybody got
You need
treated.
therapy.
Which Dasher is what? Which
Everybody
Dasher
got
is
told that
happily
they
going.
need to think about the party.
Dasher is
Mhm.
happily going to get therapy.
And immediately after, Gal had to come back to Nox and be like, "Hey, something's coming."
So
This was 3 days later. And it was told to Gal that his quote unquote girlfriend was on the way by the name of Catalina.
Mm-hmm.
Not his girlfriend.
I said quote unquote. Everyone's shipping you now, even the crew.
Lols.
Who just so happens to be
We
a
all suspected.
pyromaniac. Sent by
Minor
orders
detail.
of Gal's quote unquote mother, due to a cult that she warned to be on the lookout for, already having been mentioned.
Yes.
Um,
Well, no. If I remember correctly, it was a two-part thing. There was the mention of beware of slag, and then beware of yellow symbols.
Correct.
Which, from my assumption, are two separate things.
But Dasher would have basically told everyone about the yellow symbol on the guy's mask.
Yeah.
Which, yeah,
Which-
just putting two and two together. Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, everyone basically decided Gal's now the one that can't be trusted.
I mean, to be fair, was Gal ever able to be trusted?
I mean, you were getting really close.
You're
getting really
Farron has no idea what to feel.
Close.
Farron doesn't know
Oh.
what to feel.
Yeah, Farron had a mental breakdown.
Aggro's just hungry. Actually,
Oh yes.
Oh my god, it's Stingo.
What the hell is this celestial?
Oh,
Oh yeah, we had a dream sequence.
There
which
was a
I-
dream
yes.
sequence.
Yes. Yeah. Farron had his ritual occur to summon his familiar, which ended up going on a bit more of a dream quest than normally intended for that type of spell.
Also, knowing how this dream quest vision desert works, Farron probably is very dehydrated because he wandered through the desert for how many hours?
He has no idea. Which, I mean, we'll get to it when he comes out of it. After the end of the recap, and the last.
Anyways, he wandered this desert for several hours, or at least what he thought was several hours, and he eventually came across a spire made of stone.
Oh shit! I just realized I have the wrong overlay up.
There you go.
Yep.
It took
And
me a
then-
minute. So sorry. There we go.
When he approached this spire of stone, he kind of had a mental breakdown trying to figure out what the celestial was. And in the process, woke up with the new familiar from the Find Familiar spell he was casting in front of him in the center of a spell circle.
Sorry,
specifically
now that I
Kumal's
just see
spell
all the
circle.
notifications.
Yep.
Sorry, man. But yeah.
And I believe
So-
that's where we ended the session.
Yep.
Other than Farron telling us that there was Celestial.
I have
Right.
no the celestial writing that I tried carving through the dream sequence, but we'll get
Right.
to that later.
Yeah, that you can start hearing some of his incoherent ramblings as he comes back into consciousness. So I suppose in that case, as we pawn back over, actually, you know what? Because we're still going through these whole kind of vibes, let me grab the special music.
We should also remember
Ooh.
that I tried using like so many spells to make my like saves for advantage. I'm like I tried using Druidcraft to use copium. Like, come on,
Yeah,
come on.
Before you get out the special dice,
not the special dice, the special music.
oh, music. Could you please roll for that inspiration?
Indeed. Actually, I already rolled them. As a matter of fact, it is actually Kumal and Nox that get a point of inspiration.
Whoa! Writing that
A
down.
random method likes me. Jesus.
Indeed. Fate is on your side.
Well, hey,
For now.
this is just making up for all the rollies you lost.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Conviction.
Man, poor Kumal when it comes to rollies.
He's
I-
got bad roll luck.
I answer a lot of questions.
It's so funny.
Okay.
Next time
Yes,
we play
the one
rollies,
with
we
the
should.
least amount of backstory. Tell us everything about you. Just
No. Next time we should do the method where the low one gets to ask the high one a question.
Anyways,
oh god.
as Farron starts to come out of their fugue state, their consciousness comes back to them as they kind of like feel the sudden weight on their shoulder. Everyone else would have watched as basically this bluish, this whitish blue wispy energy coalescing into a physical form on their shoulder turns into this bright, like brown and pinks, this bearded vulture with vibrant red and yellow eyes. They're very quickly like taking in their surroundings and like cocking their head around, almost basically looking at the new world that they've just been summoned into.
And that's a nature check. Trying to figure out what breed of vulture this is.
Well, that's not what I was expecting.
Soft 20.
20.
Wait. Was Dasher even there during that? Because I remember.
At some point, I would have walked over, seeing all the commotion.
Right, yeah. I don't think he was there for the start of it, but eventually would have come over, seeing the party, just basically looking at Farron in the middle of the circle.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have heard of this creature going by a few different names, namely some cultures called a lammergeier, or an alsafraga. You've also heard in like some more older textbooks, but the more common term, or the common definition for this creature, common name I should say, is a bearded vulture, which there actually are some of these native to Kanareshti, further up in the mountains. Closer to the Iowa-led mountains in TSB but nonetheless, you at least have heard of these
the
creatures.
spooky music.
Indeed. Also, I'm being a little bit too loud.
Pretty sure that's a bearded vulture.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, and it like starts preening itself as Farron comes back, their consciousness comes back to them. Your throat feels like sandpaper as you just like your hands are kind of shaking a bit as you come out of your state and look over to see this new fully formed adult bird, probably standing about a solid like. Actually, hang on. I need to actually double check how big this thing would be.
So that nature check, I would argue, is at advantage because I'm trying to determine, because I'm trying to recognize that he's hydrated. Sorry, dehydrated.
I was gonna say either way, it's a soft 20. I probably would have had a medicine check, but nonetheless, this is fine.
I meant to press the medicine, but it went to nature instead.
Fair. Either way, the base roll is more than high enough to tell that he looks incredibly parched.
It's also the same number.
Yeah, it's weird. It looks like he's going through the very early stages of dehydration. He just really needs a drink.
Someone get him some water, please.
I'm pretty sure like you, when you're after waking up after having like being hot or dehydrated, like you see Farron try to stretch and he's like, ah!
Yeah, no, don't.
Also,
please.
yeah, that's also another thing. His body is incredibly warm to the touch. It feels less as if like he basically like has a fever, and more so as if like he's been baking in the sun all day. But like,
I need someone over here. I think he has heat stroke.
What's
Are
going on?
tieflings susceptible to sunburn?
they can get sunburn.
They have skin, don't they?
Yeah, they have
Is
skin.
he-
It's
Is
Depending
my
on your
vision
subrace.
still good or
what was that?
is my vision still good or no?
Coming like now after blinking a couple times, you look around. That blurriness at your peripheral's gone.
Dasher is like right over you, trying to give you medical attention.
You see Farron start like he wants to cooperate, but then you see his glance go towards what he was trying to do in the dream sequence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You go to turn in the direction of where you kind of like felt your foot hitting the dirt. And of course your vision's blocked a bit by the very large avian figure on your shoulder. Which I believe would be about almost like 3 feet tall.
Oh my god, that's a big bird.
It's a big old bird.
It's a feathery halfling.
It's someone.
I have to stick with animals.
I need someone to get ice over here as well as water.
Mm-hmm. At this
Definitely
point,
water.
At this point, the lemur guy jumps off, like hops off your shoulder, and then it's, like, kind of starts like strutting its way around before just kind of looking down at the ground where you basically used your molder to write the symbol, and kind of starts like looks up at the party for a moment and like goes to peck at it.
What's it doing there?
I'm still like my hand is like kind of like wobbling, but I'm assuming the bird is just. Now that I'm not very familiar with familiars.
Oh, hey! I can't speak with animals.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Dasher looks towards the mold earth.
Mm-hmm. You look down, and it is like it looks like some of the grass has basically been like disturbed and like uprooted, to basically kind of clear at least a small patch of ground to show like where this basically drawing in the dirt is. And what languages do you know?
Okay, I know Common, Draconic, Deep Speech, and Thieves' Cant.
It does not look like anything you've ever seen before. Gal, as you mutter the incantation to cast the spell Speak with Animals, do you say anything to the bird?
Well, it looks like you're new around here.
Hello. Food.
Oh, fuck.
Food. Picture.
There-
Food.
Picture. Let's stick with picture. What picture?
Dirt. Dirt
Alright,
picture.
he's gonna walk up and he's gonna look down at this quote unquote picture.
Yeah. You look
Writing
down.
in the dirt.
Yeah, you look down, and you see where Dasher's looking at. Similarly, what languages do you know? I suppose we'll just go down the horn at this rate.
Common, Infernal, Scale Tongue, Elvish.
I have comprehend languages.
Fair. We'll get to that in a minute. Is there anyone else that has any other languages outside of those?
You already know mine, and you know I couldn't read it.
Correct.
Infernal, Elvish, Orc.
Nope.
Common.
Draconic, Dwarvish, Orcish.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You don't.
No one knows Celestial.
Nope. Either way, as I presume, Kumal, you just cast comprehend languages.
This what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Learn.
You look at it.
Learn.
Actually, could you click on the spell for me? Because I can't actually recall if it tells you. I can't recall if it tells you what the language is.
I did double check.
You
I don't think it tells you the language.
The literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. So yeah, you just put your hand basically on the ground next to where it's being where it was engraved. After about a few seconds of just kind of translating in your head. Roll me an intelligence check.
Okay, just straight?
Yep.
Okay, I was say I could roll to see what the language is if I had to, but
That's fine.
ooh,
6.
rough.
Gal's gonna call Typhoon over and be like, "Fuck this."
God
Yeah,
damn.
Typhoon. Actually, hang on. Let me actually check. Does Typhoon know Celestial?
No.
Dasher is
Nope.
going to.
Nope, she does not.
is going to try to sit Farron up a little bit.
Yeah, but he thinks she might have an idea of what it could be.
I'll be back. I'll go get some water.
Alright.
Kumal, the
stay
best
here.
way with Kumal looking at the very literal translation of this, it would be like the walk to above starts with one idea.
Walk to above starts with one idea.
Sounds like gibberish.
That's
No.
that's like
Hold up.
that's the direct translation you get, and you're like, what the fuck does that mean? Like,
Hold
Are,
up.
are you
I
relaying
want-
this information?
I want.
Get a chance.
Can I roll an intelligence check to try and like see if this makes any sense?
because you're not the one directly reading it, I'll say with disadvantage.
All right, understandable.
9.
9.
You imagine there's something a bit more metaphoric in there outside of what the literal translation is. That's insight and intelligence. Dasher.
Once Dasher
Okay.
comes back with the water, I will take that check.
A step
Yeah.
above starts
Disadvantage
with
still
one
with a 6.
idea.
Same, but you're just as stumped as Kumal is.
Step above starts with one idea. Is this supposed to be some kind of motivational shit?
Oh my god, that'd be fucking beautiful. As he's just been walking in the desert for fucking 5 years, he just comes up to a secret text that just says "hang in there."
No, it's a secret text. No, it's a fucking secret text of a fucking cat like hanging on the fucking like
That would be
branch.
fucking
Like,
hilarious,
what does it
but
mean?
no.
I'd go to
Hold
Farron
up.
and I'd go to Farron and just be like, "Where did you see this? Like any context?"
You see him blink again, like viciously, like trying to capture the image in his like in a closed like eye sort of space.
Dasher
I
returns with
saw-
his water skin.
Thank you. You see him like he contemplates about drinking all of it, but he's like, all right, I gotta drink this. So like,
Yeah.
just give me a moment.
Take your
Like
time.
after like 5 minutes, he's like, all right.
Hmm.
It was during this whole experience. I did not know that I would experience a dream, but you know I'm not against it.
I should have warned you that ahead of time. That's my fault.
Okay, I saw my past.
Mm-hmm.
I saw what happened, I guess, a few years ago. And now I see that I was in a desert?
That's new. Okay.
It was radiating a lot of heat.
I was about to say Kumal. That's very new.
Yeah, that's different.
Wait,
I felt...
Usually it's past, present, and near future sort of ideas. That's different.
wait a
I
second
saw
here.
and felt the vibration of heat. Like, what would these... I believe some may call these like wavy things in my eyesight when I was looking at the desert. I thought I was seeing things.
Mm-hmm.
I saw large sand mounds, and then I saw a giant pillar of stone. I went towards it. Very difficult, very hot, of course.
Mm-hmm.
When I went there and I finally went to the shade, it had a writing. But I had no idea what it was. So,
I see.
it being still very hot, I tried my best to clear away the sand underneath the stone of that pillar or giant tower or whatever to see if there's anything to uncover or to give myself more shade or to see if there's water underground if I'm lucky.
Mm-hmm.
But then now I'm here with aggro. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, aggro is a very
yeah, not Dasher. Gal, you just hear aggro. Food?
Oh fuck! Its voice changed.
So, I'd like to make a check to see if I remember the conversation about there being a desert in the ethereal dream.
Is that the? I would say at that point, roll another intelligence check.
Holy
Because
shit!
we did have that conversation.
Holy
Mhm.
shit! This bird can change accents.
7. You're not familiar with magical rituals and how the hell familiar spell works, so you don't know what to
Right.
connect it with.
Farron, can you do me a favor?
Yeah, you throw a ration to the burn and it just immediately food. Immediately like swallows it.
Yeet.
I was gonna.
Professor Knox
Hmm?
and Dasher, and apparently now knowing that Gal is a part of this, okay, because you can talk to the bird. Look, I have no idea what the hell just happened. What the hell's the dream? I know it's the
Okay.
ethereal plane, or there's so many.
I did not
I'm
say
just
any.
looking at Knox, like, explain,
Yeah.
please.
Gal's gonna
It-
put his hand on Farron's shoulders, like, all right, calm down, take it one step at a time.
But
I
before
will
we
actually
continue,
explain.
what prompted that question? Because I didn't say anything about the ethereal dream in character.
He's talking
No,
about
there
Dream
were
Joke. He
theories
just
about
had
the
a
ethereal plane
vision
in the
quest.
dream.
Yeah,
And
I was
him
gonna
being
say
a shaman.
Farron. Yeah, I was gonna say Farron knows connotations involving the ethereal plane with dreams and spirits, so it's not too
Just
big
wanted
of
a whole ass vision quest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was much
Wait,
more of a vision quest than he had intended.
Did you go to that desert?
What? Does it?
What?
One thing at a time. Alright, Farron, there's a lot of things I'm gonna have to explain to you maybe later and get the basics down. Can you do me a quick favor first?
He
Much-
squints. That depends on the favor.
When you have time, while it's fresh in your memory, I want you to draw this stone sculpture thing the best you can to your memory. I'm gonna see if I can have some colleagues of mine try to figure this out a bit further.
I
Because
could
you
try
did
and.
experience something a bit different.
You see Farron like contemplate that, and then you see him cast mold earth onto the dirt. And can I? You know when Tal tried doing the Earth Kingdom in sand during the during the beach
basically-
episode?
yeah.
That's what I do.
You
You
basically
can do that with Mold Earth.
Yeah, you basically want to make a dirt sculpture of the thing that you saw. Okay, I'll say in the case.
I touch the ground and I let the pillar rise from my fingertip.
I'll say in that case, roll an intelligence check with disadvantage to see if you can remember what the shape of the outcropping was in particular.
While he's
Wait, what? I was
15.
about to ask, why isn't this history?
I was gonna say this would not be history. The history doesn't always history does not always necessarily mean like personal memory. But nonetheless, either way, with a 15, it's weird. It's lucky that it's fresh in your mind. With what you just saw, because you're definitely it takes a little bit to dig back as to remembering some of the details about what you saw in there, because it's almost like trying to remember a face from a dream, trying to either rewrite redraw it,
I learned that different people experience dreams differently.
That's also true.
I'm one of those people who have hard times imagining or remembering dreams.
Yes, that is exactly what is happening here. Before it takes a moment to dig back and try to actually focus on what you saw. So you just kind of close your eyes, take deep breaths, and try to dig back into that memory. And after a moment, what originally just kind of looked like a big old lump of clay, to start with, slowly kind of starts to shape into almost this this kind of half diagonally slanted, sheer rocky, just kind of outcropping. Not outcropping isn't the right word, but just like a sheer rock, I describe it as a pillar, but it's not carved or hewn stone. It's just a massive slab. That's probably, for frame of reference, obviously you don't make it this big, but you recall it was probably at least 40, 50, 60, maybe 70 feet high. From like from you standing at the base of it. And about like after kind of digging away at some of the sand that was kind of like basically blasting up against the base of it, it was about 3.5 feet up. Actually, sorry, 4.5 feet up. 4.5 feet up. That you saw basically the engraving. Almost looked like basically it was just carved in by hand. They like almost like just basically just kind of scrawled in there rather than being like a detailed engraving.
Oh, we actually got the writing on there too. Awesome.
Yeah, that was what I was trying. That's the writing that was that we were trying to translate with the
Yeah,
language.
you basically make a little note of where it was on the model of the pillar. Obviously, you don't make it to scale, but yeah, like you vaguely recall, and you barely got this with a 15, that like it wasn't. It looked like it was basically like scrawled on there. It wasn't like someone took a hammer and chisel like detail engraved it. It was like someone like I need to get this down like right now. It wasn't very ornate, very artistic. It was just get the information down as solidly and easy to read as possible.
Kind of like a rusty nail to concrete, right?
Yes. Exactly. As horrible of a sound that is, yeah. It's basically they just scratched it in.
Gal is going to turn to the bird and repeat the phrase to the bird.
Confusion.
Bird don't know shit.
That's good. Okay.
Satisfied with food.
Kumal's gonna take the literal translation as well as the original writing, write 2 different copies, as well as get a best detailed like drawing of the monolith thing as he physically can.
All right.
Like
now,
I'll take all day to do it.
Now this is going to be a dexterity check for how good of a sketch you can make.
What if I
and
take
Gal-
a really long time to do it?
And Gal help.
Can Sarah help?
If Gal is giving it if Gal is helping, share with advantage.
All right.
Basically correcting you on your fucking penmanship. Thank God with advantage. 16. Yep. It's you at least managed to get the outline, at least the shape, the outline and like general shape of the pillar, which is probably the most important part down. To at least like how this thing looks like as a silhouette on the landscape. And you basically just kind of like similarly just make a mark where the engraving was on the for obelisk, for lack of a better term. And you just put there, and it's a pretty decent copy. At least it's pretty easily readable for just double checking with other sources.
Can I excuse me, Professor, what was the writing that I got from that dream? I couldn't really. No one has really told me about it. I can't read it.
Forgot it. It was
A step above starts with one idea.
That's about as direct of a translation as you got.
Step above with one idea.
That's some fucking motivational shit that I'm not here for.
It's very cryptic. I can only get very vague ideas, if anything at all. Like I said, I'm gonna send this to a bit more learned colleagues and see if they can figure something out about this.
Nature, I'm trying really hard not to meta here. However,
I
this
know,
does sound like monk shit.
I've gotten.
This sounds like monk shit.
I've got an idea brewing in my head, so I'm just gonna make
all I'll
an
say,
intelligence-
Dasher, is that you have no frame of reference for what the hell this would translate. I mean, you can presume it's the only thing I could say. You can presume it's something either metaphorical or it's whatever translation you got. It was a direct translation, not exactly what the sentence actually means.
If this is metaphorical, what kind of roll can I actually make to basically get insight as to what the hell this means?
I will try as the Runekeeper.
As a monk.
I would say, what the hell? I suppose this would be just a wisdom check?
Oh, fuck.
9. Any guess you have? any guess of like what you would think that would be?
All
Step
right.
the step above to leading to something, the path to something, like
So that's a natural 20. How the?
Because
wait, what
Any
was that?
religious
Sorry.
connotation?
So I had a thought rolling around into my head, and I was having Gal make an intelligence check using my physical dice
Ah, okay.
because I didn't want to waste up the space rolling in roll 20, and I rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
so
So basically, my thought was, well, if it's a ritual and it delves into your past and it deviated for Farron to hear, maybe it has connotations to the whole mind over matter thing in wherever the fuck that is.
Okay. And I presume Gal basically relays this idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, does that
Excuse me. Before we talk any further, I think if we really want to go into nitty gritty on this, to the very detail, Nox, Professor, I think you have to go through my brain.
Oh
Sadly, I
boy.
don't have that skill.
I don't think that's 100% necessary just yet.
I think we should probably wait before and get a little bit more information from.
Oh,
You said you were going to send a letter to your colleague, yes? Wizard boy?
Yes. Yes.
Don't worry, I do it because I like you.
I also need to get at writing a letter.
What's
I
a
have to tell
letter?
Creed about this.
Question. Based on what he's described, is there anything in my knowledge that is familiar to me?
Roll an intelligence check. I'll say because of your
That's not my strong suit.
I'll say for you with advantage because of your
It's
background.
dreams.
Yeah, because of your domain. 16. From what you recall from previous research, as well as from your own personal experiences, you do recall there being recall information about a place that certain others of your order would refer to as walking through Regia Mentis. And
Wait a minute.
which roughly from what Lulu has been described to you, that's roughly basically translates to the palace of the mind, or the domain of the mind. And various people interacting with said space, there have been people have had similar dreams, either when first entering or otherwise. In your case, you managed to come in through a forest. Others have described a desert. Though from what you can tell, most people who end up having dreams supposedly about walking through a desert, it's believed that they somehow entered Regia Mentis. As for how it happens, no one knows directly. It's presumed it happens to certain stimuli or certain magic items, presumably by the looking of the Dreamwatcher's amulet. But nonetheless, that's at the very least you have a name, and you have some sort of connotation about where this is all located.
So, kind of within himself. Am I understanding that correct?
Yes, but no. But also yes.
A shared dream.
In a manner of speaking.
Okay. Interesting.
What's interesting?
People, another term people have
Oh.
also thrown around is basically the collective unconscious.
I see. And you said when you summoned your familiar, it wasn't like he's describing, it was different?
He had an
The
best I could say is an extra dream, which is very strange.
Extra how so? Explain it to me, I'm no wizard.
Well, typically, and correct me when I'm wrong on this nature, you would have a dream in no particular order about your far in your past, usually something of importance, whether good or bad, followed by another one more recent, and then there's typically a third. Now that can either be
Most rituals and most dreams initiated during the Find Familiar spell usually involve memories are fairly common. However, usually they are some form of connection to the self, connection to one's identity, whether it be experiences that they've had, almost challenges of character. People effectively seem like the burning library scenario that you had, which for a fact that the library didn't burn down that you know of, but nonetheless.
Right.
Like most cases, it's very personally influenced and very self-reflective in a lot of ways. Because like you might have had experiences in the past that future you or present you would answer to differently. But the whole situation involving the desert and the writing on the pillar and all that's very unusual. That's very out of the ordinary.
Yeah, like that didn't happen even remotely close.
Right. That definitely seems... It seems not something outside of how things normally work.
Also, so Kumo did say like it's the third part of the dream is that it shows the like near future, right?
That that's usually if the ritual has a lot of memory based sort of dreams, it often kind of takes a timeline of like past, present, future. It usually goes in some form of chronological order. Not always, but that's usually the trend. But nonetheless,
Let's see. If it was from the far future, I'm like this is like above table. It's like part of me wants to
it's like a
say
Planet of the Apes
something, but I'm
scenario.
not.
Sorry.
I hope that's not the case. God. I hope it's not a message from my future self saying, "Hey man, here's the new thing."
You maniacs! You
You see
blew it
that?
all
Well,
up. Sorry.
well, as is with all things, they all come to an end. Everything must die.
Death? Food?
You get it.
Yeah, aggro. You hear aggro perk up, Gal. Dreams?
You keep talking
Death?
to the bird.
Death, dreams, food? Dreams, death, food.
Are you speaking with the bird, Gal?
Death. I have the ability to cast a spell that lets me understand beasts.
Confusion.
I imagine
Nature-
he is a font of knowledge then.
Nature check or animal handling to determine whether or not this vulture is hungry.
It's hungry.
Farron already threw it a ration. So it has at least since been fed, but
Still wants food.
Nevena and Aggro will get along just fine.
It's gonna be like Bird Squad is gonna be the most troublemaking squad.
Yes.
Yeah. At this
They're
point,
just gonna
Aggro,
sneak away
like,
and try and find food 24/7.
Aggro is like kind of like
and
looking
then-
up and down like the different people of the party.
Then
Tall.
if the Gryven comes into the mix, which is also a bird.
Tall.
Bird
Cold.
Squad.
Shiny.
Who is he referring to as cold?
Where's Shiny? Yeah, tall and cold, that's Gal.
Okay.
Looks over to Nox. Purple.
Now it's describing us.
Looks over.
Just
Looks over at.
I prefer indigo, but I'll take it.
Looks over at Kumal. Shiny. Tall. Looks also looking over at Dasher now. Shiny. Large.
Man, I can't wait to give this bird animal just a speech.
I mean, he isn't wrong.
But yeah, for I presume that Gal is translating all of this.
Yeah.
It's just
Man.
tucking Avena even deeper into the jacket pocket. It's like, I don't know yet.
I don't know about you.
What? Wait, hold up. What's that thing called? Lucrative dreaming?
Lucid?
Lucid dreaming?
Oh, that. Yes.
So lucrative dreaming would probably be much more enjoyable.
Dream.
I mean, it would also probably be more profitable.
Exactly.
Dream power?
But if these
Somewhat.
Gal's just like trying to like complete a sentence and then he's like stuck translating.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you know how I feel.
Well,
So
if
I have
these
a question.
places-
Did Nox mention the Regiomentis?
I mean,
Wait,
based
you
on
were
the fact that I have like a very limited knowledge of it, I probably wouldn't have mentioned it just because like I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I asked that because of the what was it? When you went to your own personal dream and you told us about what you saw in the dream.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm asking that because was that the Regiomentis?
I will be right back. Meals on Wheels.
That's
is
a
here.
great question. And not one
Dream
that I
place.
think I
Dream
know.
place big. Dream place
Dream place big.
weird.
Well,
Does Gal
Dream
translate
place
that
is
or not?
very weird. I love this bird. It's on my wavelength.
do you know Dream Place?
Yes.
Wait, hold up, wait, hold up, let me...
He may.
Gal, he's from Dream Place.
Fair and make in Dream Place. Fair.
He's the one said that
Fair and
make.
birth me. He dream. I dream?
Squawk?
now we're getting complicated.
Oh yeah, we definitely
I-
are. I don't think we're
I-
gonna get a lot from.
I am dream?
And hearing his
Food.
creation from the dream, I
Sorry,
think Nox is
after that
just
he
gonna
says,
like.
food! And then he just
sit
looks
down.
over and sees a squirrel in the tree as he starts hopping over.
Wait,
Go!
I thought... Never mind.
Sorry.
I mean, Gagger could go straight for the squirrel if he wanted.
Yeah, he just goes for it and just fucking just catches it.
Bolt.
Well,
Okay,
fair enough.
so-
You look, I owe you either an apology or at the very least an explanation on what just happened.
I think the explanation's the most that I want out of this right now.
Alright.
Holy shit.
Allow me to pull out my fucking fourth wall whiteboard real quick.
Yeah, you just
Wall
press
whiteboard.
you just press to digitate like a holographic fucking basically just board to start messing with.
You see Farron pull out a plate mail and he literally pulls out his tinkering tools and literally gives you the tools to do like the charts and everything in real life. In reality. That
Just
is-
using mage hands, some chalk, be like, and that is the quadratic formula for dream, times that by power.
Gal leaves.
Didn't know that there was a formula for that, but there's a formula for everything, I'm sure.
There's a formula for
Wizards are
spells.
complicated. It takes a moment.
Scratching
It's
too
great.
big. Confused.
Hmm.
Actually,
I
wait, sorry,
hope-
Gal isn't there to translate anymore, so that's as far as you get.
I cannot wait. I can't wait for this shit to be perfect. It's gonna be great. But
Go
continue.
back, try to connect the consciousness again with them. They're like, can you talk yet? Damn it. Alright.
Actually, hang on.
Navena's been alive for like what, 3 weeks now?
This thing's been alive for like 10 minutes.
No, Navenna.
I know, but this thing's been alive like 10 minutes and they can talk.
No, let's speak with animals.
That's also fair.
Because Gal
Mhm.
Gal was like translating.
Yep.
But
So
Yeah,
connected
exactly.
consciousness works similar. Well, it did. I don't know if it's changed enough now.
You're able to get like basic for all intents and purposes, you're able to get basic concepts from Navenna, like oh, when Navenna's scared, you get fear, or like food, or
Like more
angry?
feeling than
Yeah.
words.
Yeah, which even with Speak with Animals, that's mostly how it works. Then again, with Speak with Animals, they're able to basically convey emotions and like basic concepts.
Alright, we'll work on it later. Anyways, science is afoot.
Yeah.
And that is the mathematical explanation of Find Familiar as a spell. Any questions from the classroom? Half the party's
You
gone.
lost me at Find Familiar.
Stupid
That's
question.
not a
What is Kumal trying to explain?
I don't know. Just tell us.
I just
how this-
imagine, like,
basically
it's
how
like
this-
Kumal just goes into a fugue state of like, like mathematically trying to explain magic, and then how that applies to the spell.
He's
It's that-
explaining the spell because it's too deep into it. He's like explaining how the circle is constructed, how to do it properly, then eventually gets into like the history of how it was created, blah blah blah. Eventually gets to the point where it's like, oh yeah, and the collected dreams, blah blah, this is what they typically mean and how they react to different people.
He casts exposition.
Indeed.
It's like a
Interesting.
hour-long lecture.
This is gonna sound like a really dumb question, Nature, but to Nox's knowledge, when it comes to creating and pulling things out of dream, much like I am hearing described by Farron and both by Kumal, I assume that this is like known practice and is something that she would be privy to when it comes to just like that knowledge.
Roll for me. This would probably be either history or religion.
I'm gonna toss me some guidance real
Okay.
I was
fast,
gonna look for the Viscount.
and
Okay,
I'm
yep,
gonna
we'll get to
go
that in a
for
minute.
some religion.
I don't want to roll, see how well I did.
22.
But I'm also
Two
afraid.
19s.
Holy shit. Okay, so here's where things get interesting.
Ooh, fun. I got my notes out. I'm ready.
Yep. The concept of pulling things from the dream basically into reality is a fairly, often that's a fairly commonplace concept in terms of like actually a lot of things depending on the magic. It's generally believed when someone casts the spell Demiplane, for example, you are literally shaping that plane somewhere within the ethereal plane, somewhere within a dream, presumably.
Okay.
In the case of Find Familiar, with how the spell works, it is taking a piece of your essence, a piece of yourself, which some people could quote as taking a piece of your consciousness, or a piece of your essence of the dream, depending on how esoteric you want to get with it. And then you pull that out and create basically a I'm trying to think what the there's an IRL term that would fit something akin to this. Fuck. Technically, this wouldn't be the right one, but calling it a tulpa, though that's technically a very specific thing. Basically, you're creating another like identity, for lack of a better term. You're creating another sort of like quasi-intelligence that's separate from yourself but born of yourself.
DID.
Yeah, creating a different identity, creating a different self, but also in many ways it's not identical.
Dissociative identity disorder.
Right. Yeah.
Huh. I should probably tell John this.
Would it be more like a projection?
Kind of, yeah. And in the context of this whole weird fucking scenario with weird dream states, some people take it directly from the self, from their own essence, from their own soul, for lack of a better term. Though even then, that's not directly accurate. Or some people either in conjunction with, or using solely from, while having these dreams, create their familiar essentially from the essence of the dream, the essence of the ethereal plane.
Are you talking about an id?
I think that might be it. I think, yes. Something
I had
something
my
along
own
those
theories.
lines.
Because there's
bird is my id.
No, because like I guess id is more like the rational morality side of things. It's
So would it be an alter ego?
Yeah, basically it would be an alter ego, a different identity that was created from yourself. Or in some instances from the dream? Or from the ethereal plane? Or both? It's not entirely 100% like understood, because dreams are hardly ever that consistent. But from what patterns people have been able to put together, magic and its connotations with the dream, especially with worshippers of Saint Hypnosia and that whole sort of wheelhouse and sphere, there's a lot more overlap than you might initially think. Like, I mean, hell, the spell Dream being one of the fucking big ones. The spell Dream, the spell Demiplane, Find Familiar. There's probably more examples that I could give that I'm not really thinking of right now. Like, there are magical effects that when influencing the world, influencing other people, there are some that have that reflection or that influence in the dream. So somehow magic is that pervasive that it can be capable of doing that. I know it sounds like a very weird roundabout answer, but like that's the best I can really give. Yeah. In some way, basically, the realm of Dream is a magical place. Whether you want to say metaphorically or literally, or both. Which then, how that correlates to Regia Mentis in all of this, if it is part of the ethereal plane, well, I may presume it follows some sort of similar logic, or that when you do cast some of those spells, you influence things in Regia Mentis to successfully perform these acts. I mean, hell, you remember coming through your notes, looking at various things, there was a place called the Forest of the Familiar. So whether or not that has connotations specifically with familiars or not, well, that's a whole other thing. Like, is that where people normally get their essence from? Like, it's hard to really get conclusive answers.
It's all a bunch of theoretical physicists with debates on
exactly.
what is and what isn't. It's all scientific theory.
Yes, it's
arcane theory.
Yeah, it's literally scientific theory trying to describe magic, trying to describe the divine, trying to describe all this other shit. Like,
I love it.
Just after an hour-long lecture, just be like, so in the long sense, we don't really understand.
And that's just a theory. A
game theory. No.
Thanks for watching.
Go away, Matt Pat. You're not welcome here.
Jeez.
Matt Pat's always welcome.
But
I like
yeah.
that, Pat.
The memes.
Are there any questions? Because I feel like I don't know how coherent of an answer that really was.
I mean,
What are we
you
having
gotta be
for
honest.
dinner?
Like, if you go through a dream sequence like that, you gotta ask questions.
That's fair. Like, to answer the original question about basically pulling things from the dream. To ground it back on that. There have been plenty of instances of people going into dreams, performing certain actions, and then they come back out with like say they cut their finger or got hurt in the dream, and then they come back out. Their fingers bleeding where they got cut in the dream, or
Kind
they
of
might
like with the ferryman.
possibly.
You get
Or
bullshit.
someone might go to pluck, they might have a dream about a field of flowers, and then they go to pluck a flower from the field, and then they wake up again, they find that flower in their pocket. Like,
I think just like the
Does Nox
concept
tell
and
us that?
seeing. I think I communicate it the best way that I know how, because of course I'm not on the same level in communicating it in a scientific way as you guys are. It sounds more like religious mumbo jumbo coming from her.
right.
But I think in
More
hearing
esoteric,
that,
if you
she's
will.
really just gonna sit down and seeing it anyway, seeing it actually happen and hearing everyone's stories about it. I think she's just gonna sit down and really, really thank Saint Hypnotia that her dreams.
It's
A lot of
trying
her
to
dreams do not
scientifically
come to life in any way.
Yeah, trying to scientifically explain the esoteric, which is probably one of the hardest things you can do.
Welcome to
How do
my
you explain
profession.
time?
Yep.
It's a headache.
I will say this. Nox, I know since you're connected to the dream and all that. The only favor I would have to ask is what the hell that saying was on that rock. That's really all I want. If you're cool with it.
What the saying on the rock? What do you mean?
Well, on this pillar that was scratched onto, there was a writing scratched onto it.
Yeah. You look
And
over
so-
and saw the engravings in the conversation that was from before about the message.
Yeah, I had been listening, but I didn't understand his question.
Oh, sorry.
Basically, the writing on that, I have no idea what the full thing is. That rock could have way more meaning than we could anticipate. That's what I am asking. Like, if you could maybe ask, or I don't know how you can figure out, because the dream is the dream. Spirits are spirits. I have no idea what they dictate. So all I'm asking is, if you can, that would be greatly appreciated. But what the hell was that? This is just what's going through my mind.
All I can
There's
say
so
is that I think you're getting too complicated. Honestly.
Okay.
I think at this point we're all too complicated.
A step above begins with one idea. When it comes to dreams, a lot of it is enlightenment, in a nutshell. A step towards enlightenment begins with a thought.
Walk above starts with one idea. Now,
Wait, do
I know
you actually say the enlightenment thing in character?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, being a cleric of Saint Hypnosia, one of the big things with her is of course, the esoteric, but also enlightenment. So
Okay, I'm making one last intelligence check.
well, I was gonna say too, because
Nope.
I already boofed on the intelligence check, but could I maybe use religion on my own context with Sardior? Because this sounds
Is that-
very.
sure, roll religion.
I hate that we're relying on rolls because at this point know Dasher would know this.
I would probably say this would probably be the last roll from Kumal to try to figure out what the hell this sentence means by himself.
Dasher would know it's not the walk, it's this path.
It's only my second roll, man.
I know, but like after this whole conversation's going on, there's only so many dice rolls everyone can make before you can only get so far.
No, I know.
Can I make a
I was
dice roll?
just
Because I
seeing
never
if
did
it
with
was-
this.
I was seeing if there's a lead, not even trying to figure out the
That's fair,
actual
that's fair.
meaning.
With a 14.
Can I?
Sure, you can also roll. This would
I'm here to ask about before I make this roll about the intelligence. Is I'm of course going to make straight intelligence, but I want to tell you what I get from this meeting before I make the roll. Is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But go. I want everyone else to go first.
Yeah, with a 14.
Like the most Asher would have at this point is what synonyms are there.
Yeah. So Kumal, with Sardior, of course, is very much a god of passion, determination, like ambition. Basically, very much a god of free will in many ways. And like a lot of his doctrine is basically about, well, for all intents and purposes, finding your own path or finding, following your path through life and finding your drive, finding your like what you strive for, what you believe in, and doing the research and doing the having the chutzpah to actually follow through with that.
Right.
For working with that
It
in
sounds
this
like his MO.
context. Yeah, working that in this context. If it's basically meant to be a personal dream trip or a dream journey, like something self-reflective, something null situation, which Sardior does have connotations with dreams. Same with the Saint Hypnosia. Saint Hypnosia is under Sardior's pantheon in Noircaster in amongst their clergy. It's at least acknowledged, so there's that. Like that basically, yeah, just for all intents and purposes, the best that Kumal could really infer is that it's some form of personal dream-based journey. As for what the details thereof are of that, well, that's to be determined.
Mhm.
But
It'd be reliant on the individual that actually saw it in the first place.
possibly.
Okay.
Whether the sentence itself is basically a prompter to have the person think what that means in their head, or if there actually is a defined answer, like you have no fucking clue. Like at this point, it's basically up to your own conjecture.
Yeah. I'm sending this up to hire people anyways. I was
Of
just
course,
the thought
absolutely, that's fair.
The thought entered my mind. I was like, wait a minute, that sounds like fucking
that's a good point. Yeah, that is something. That does sound like something that would be a case
ambition
somewhere. Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so the rock formation that I formed in the ground with the with mold earth, with the whole tower and everything. Well, the whole. It's not a pillar, but I'm just gonna call it like stone tower or something like that.
The obelisk,
okay,
if you will.
The obelisk. So the I'll tell you this ahead of time. I will get the I might want to get the light spell just so I can simulate if any of the shadows with that obelisk make something. That's one thing. Because shadow formations, that could be a clock, it could be anything, I don't know. 2?
Okay, I see what you mean.
2, this will be about the philosophy thing. The walk above starts with one idea. I'm assuming this is like above table. I think like it's a journey of 1,000 steps.
Okay.
Forgot that I was muted.
But it starts with a single idea instead
Gotcha.
of a step. It starts with an idea.
Okay.
So this is. I think this is about the journey.
Yeah, I'll say for the sake of this,
That's fair.
as you cast light, roll me.
I need an
roll me
hour, so we spend an hour doing that.
Oh boy, yeah. B, religious texts. And text would match what specifically? The obelisk.
That phrase.
Oh, the phrase.
Specifically that phrase. Is there anything that like would ring a bell when it comes to like hearing that anywhere?
With your 22, because from when you did, I don't know, not necessarily specifically like religious texts, but talking with other members of your order now and again, because you're not with one specific church on average, so you pass and go between different clergies. and like just talking in passing. Various things involving the path to enlightenment, and like various like philosophically based questions involving like becoming more thoughtful, becoming more enlightened, becoming more conscious of the mind. Basically, it all starts somewhere. It all starts with something. Like it always, it always starts. The path to enlightenment begins with one step. The path, there's definitely various different variations depending on the person, depending on the worshiper, like how they define it, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, so the context of this being involved with basically a path to enlightenment through the dream, that's a pretty safe bet, considering this whole scenario.
I'm wondering specifically about that phrase, though. Like, if it correlates with any religious text at all, especially about dreaming.
Of course, sadly, you're being given a sort of transcripted variation of what the phrase intended.
Oh yeah, 110%.
Yeah, with the 22 in that context, with the path to enlightenment,
if not, that's perfectly fine. If it's just very generic to where it doesn't ring a bell, that's okay.
Yeah, I would say that's as far as you get. You would definitely get the context of like. It has some connotations of, oh, this is a path to enlightenment, or this is a personal path of enlightenment for him, or this is something, presumably, considering with the 22, possibly involving, like, Regiamentus as a whole, and people referring it to, like, as a spiritual journey, or a journey to enlightenment.
Yeah.
Does B does not relay this information?
Yeah.
Alright.
With that being said, they do or they don't relay it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
Alright. With that, with Not's explanation, would that be an hour's worth for me to try to do the light spell?
Yeah. Wait, it takes an hour to cast light?
No, it takes an hour for me to change one of my spells into light.
Oh, right, yeah, because...
Trips.
Right, because fucking, Maverick.
And I'm on the search for the Viscount.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, yes. We'll get to the Viscount now, and then we'll go back to, your experiments.
Yeah, after
Dasher
that, I'll
writing
do
a
the
letter.
intelligence.
Writing a letter? Okay, yeah, that's fair. Kumal's making the research packet, for the headmaster. Yeah. It doesn't take too long before you do eventually find, Ibros. It looks like he's currently like looking over just a makeshift table as there's like various workers going around and starting to base like some of the roofs are actually getting onto some of these buildings now, and like people like looks like there's a few few personal shops by the looks of it, few like some personal housing. Looks like there might be some sort of like that would either be like a city hall or like a basically the main like a Nathan Apothecary building. What the scenario is, but nonetheless, it looks like at least the foundations and some of the walls are starting to get up. Suppose we can start moving some of these resources over there to the northern sector. Yes.
Hello.
We can resume this in just a moment. I have to discuss. As the two other Dragonborn just kind of nod and like start talking amongst themselves and like talking to other workers as Aberos walks over. Yes. Is there something else the matter?
Nothing's wrong, but I needed to discuss something with you about the construction of the Adventurer Center.
Yes, absolutely. Last I heard, they should be making the finishing touches on a majority of the building, at least until the workers arrive.
I'm going to need my room to be fireproof, or at least fire-resistant.
He's gonna incite you?
Alright.
I'll say just roll persuasion for the sake of this.
Does he know as a tiefling that your persuasion is to cold, or does he? It's a good question.
Hilarious. Yeah. Abros just kind of like cocks an eye and just looks at you confused. There are going to be, if you're concerned about damages to the building, there are things on site to protect against fire. If should there be any sort of, lightning strike or anything else along those lines.
It's not so much of something that might be coming from outside of the building as something coming from inside of it.
Starting putting a campfire or a fire pit?
I have a friend who's being sent over here very soon who has a persuasion for pyrotechnics.
His mouth just kind of opens for a bit, kind of processing. It just kind of stands there for 10 seconds before he kind of realizes and just closes. Right. Well, I'm afraid that sort of protection would either have to instigate getting an actual workshop for them to work in, which would normally be protected under those, should there be any sort of accidents like that to occur. Or that would have to cost extra credits otherwise to renovate and improve your room to fortify it for such things.
Or at least equipment to make sure any fires can be dealt with if they...
Indeed, there will certainly be. There is a well out back, and there are the means on site of basically preventing fires, preventing as well as putting out fires. Some of them through magical means, some of them otherwise. Any sort of a fire damage could also at least be, hopefully, very quickly repaired, either through the use of mending or other materials that hopefully I believe should be insured, but unfortunately, obviously, I've had to look more at the paperwork on that end. So to give you an answer, I can't insure anything right away. However, there will definitely be protections for fire on site, at least at the location. As well as also might encourage getting them a workshop in the near future if we want to, so that they're less likely, that they have a place that they can do such experiments more safely.
Yes, I do agree. Oh, right, we were supposed to get those IORs in when exactly?
Supposedly Tiala should actually be coming with them in a whole cart actually quite soon.
Alright, I'll go grab the group together so we can go deal with that when it arrives.
That, and also, I suppose, finally the rest of our co-workers, at least my co-workers, should be arriving either on the morrow or today as well. So that'll be quite good to know. So,
is this the rest of the party, like the security guy and everything? The second wave?
Yes, the second wave.
All Kiera.
No. But, nonetheless, I suppose I'll just stick with this.
Is Alosh coming?
Presumably, not right this moment, but very soon. Either tomorrow or the day, either today, tomorrow, or the day after, by the looks of things. It'll be in the next few days.
Ooh, trademark.
Very soon, yes. So, I suppose I'll say, is there anything else people want to wrap up with after writing their letters and doing other, things to send off? Which I'll say, you guys can hand off those letters, basically handing them off to Tiala to then basically send off where they need to.
Well, I'll send you the actual letter over DMs.
Right, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Either full written or just a simple transcript of what you need. So just realized I don't know if that's an update. Is there anything else that the party wants to do involving dream questions? Anything involving aggro and Farron's familiar? Anything involving the ritual or the text?
This will after I did that light spell thing, what is? Do I?
Oh, yes!
I'm about to roll that
I'm so sorry.
intelligence.
Yeah. In that case, roll intelligence
Because
check as you're just kind of you basically get a long enough branch and
Wow.
like poke. Nice. You poke you take a long enough stick. You cast light on the end of it to basically act as the sun, kind of shining over top of the model. And you're just kind of looking down at it, trying to look for any signs. It just looks like it doesn't really resemble a sundial. Like there's like you remember from the dream, it was just sand around it, so there were no markings for the shadow to cast on. So
Dasher. Sorry, go ahead.
Here. And like as you're just kind of looking at it, you're not really sure if there's much to really glean here. As you're just kind of like shining the sun from different directions, shining light from different directions, until like after a certain point, the magic of the mold earth slowly starts to fade, and it just kind of topples over into a pile of dirt.
Not even the dunes. Okay, so alright, now I know.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
After
That's
writing
probably
the
it.
letter,
Mm-hmm.
sorry. After the letter, Dasher is going to continue to try to meditate and clear his head.
Okay. Are you trying? Oh, sorry, Cliff. Are you trying to clear his head? Clear your head, or just are you doing anything in particular with this meditation?
I am basically continuing what I was doing with trying to clear my mind,
Yeah.
try to get
Yeah.
as far as away from the carnival
Fair
as
enough.
possible.
And I would say this is still basically during this is the end of the same week that you were doing that progressively, and your nightmares were getting progressively like clearer, for lack of a better term. There's less and less weird shit going on in terms of like the different people's faces. And stuff like that of people you're killing, and it seems like things are getting progressively more and more. Truth is not the best term to describe it, but at least less murky.
More believable.
Thank you.
The lies of omniscience are fading.
There you go. That's the word. Thank you. Yeah, and it is as I've described before. Many of the faces that were once, seem to be dragonborn or other people of various instances are more just kind of spectral, ethereal, or wispy kind of figures. Especially in the crowd. Nonetheless, I suppose in that case, unless there's anything else that the party wishes to do in the couple hours before I end up going through interviews, I can actually show before I
would like to grab Nox real fast.
Oh, yeah, sure. Go for
And
it.
quick version just would be going back up to you, be like, hey, do you have any other theories about this weird dream thing that I should write down that my guy can look into?
To be honest, everything that he's reported sounds fairly normal from my standpoint. I know that it's not what you experienced or your colleagues, but there's nothing normal about dreams. Everything's different for everyone.
Got it. Writes note, dreams are weird.
That's accurate. Yes. Yep, you got it in one. Nice.
Alright. Fair enough. Figured I'd
So-
go to the professional.
I suppose at that rate, as we finish up with those things, and people start getting ready for interviews, I can actually finally show I suppose it's nearly... it's technically not 100% finished, but at least show your guys' adventure center.
Awesome.
Ta-da!
It's loading. It's very blurry.
Sandwich.
Oh, yep, give it a minute.
Look at it! There it is! Oh, it's cute.
Yeah,
Why,
it's a
yeah.
fairly quaint little building
Oh, it's adorable.
to start off with,
It's
but
got room
I
to
love
grow.
it.
yeah, the main obviously you guys should have control over your tokens.
Okay.
Yeah. The main building here. Also, bear in mind, technically, I didn't put any of the dynamic lighting or collisions in this, so technically, your token can phase through the walls, but that's not intended.
So this is the well.
Yep, this is the well. This is the main dining hall. This is where the quote-unquote tavern is in this whole area. There's
I
like
have
weapon...
to interrupt you because I have the most important question. Which room is mine?
Yeah, I was literally just about
we'll
to
get to
ask.
we'll get to the second floor in a minute.
We're gonna get the tour. Calm down.
Yeah, we'll get to the
Dang
privacy.
it!
Oh, that's actually
I'm
another
too
thing.
excited.
As everyone, like basically, as everyone's debuting, seeing the first debut of the Adventure Center, Tiala's actually there, and kind of like guiding people. You folks can tour your new building as you see fit. I shall be waiting on the second floor to assign your folks' signature to the door to your private suite. Because that is something that has to be added personally. Nonetheless. Either way, going through the tour. Yeah. Starting with the first floor, of course, this is the dining hall. This is where the bar is, like, where the barkeep go. There's all the bottles. There's a little fireplace. There's
Kaship's already in the kitchen.
Yeah, already in the kitchen looking at things.
Yep, that's the kitchen.
Found
There's
the shitter.
Yeah, yes, that's the bathroom with the chamber pots. There is weapons as well as basically coat and cloth racks on the end here. Anyone that isn't a Adventurers Center member basically drops off their weapons here before going about the place. Yeah.
Oh, weapons.
Indeed. As you might infer, yes, this is the kitchen. There isn't the only real form of cooking in here specifically is the pots and little fire pit that's in the corner. Sadly, there's no real oven or stove just yet, but nonetheless, it's something. You got a work table over here with shelves of different ingredients. You got barrels. You got a little wash basin over here.
How big is the pot?
The pot probably about probably about a little over a foot and a half. It's like a full on baking, a full on baking sheet size pot.
So I'm gonna have to do some Dutch oven shit then.
A little bit, yep. Yeah, there's cupboards for stuff. There's barrels. There's bags of different stuff. There's a wash basin. All of the supplies for food and whatnot are being stored in this tiny little storage area over here with all the different storable food and ingredients and stuff like that to be kept. There's a big old courtyard out in the back, which is where the well is. This is also looks like people have been chopping wood out here, and it's just a general work area. There's a little bit of storage out here underneath this overhang, which technically exists here and here. I just haven't really marked that on the map. Over here is the guest rooms, or not the guest rooms. The other staff rooms. That's a full-on separate building. Which those
so
haven't...
it's not like an inn.
No. It's okay. There's the central courtyard, and then there's a door leading to the other building, which is basically where the workers rooms are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Yes.
Can I look down the well?
Yeah. You look down the well.
You see one copper piece.
No. Roll a perception check.
Monster comes out, eats you. The end.
Oh no.
It's 18.
18.
You can, with your dark vision, you can at least kind of look down to see the half-reflective kind of glint of the surface of the water below. Though you can vaguely make out something shiny and reflective at the very bottom, which looks to go very deep. Presumably either someone threw a coin down there to basically christen the well and give some good luck or whatever the scenario is.
Oh yes, mineral water. Via
Hilarious.
coin.
That extra tang.
Mm-hmm. For outside, the tents out here are where the workers are. These are where the construction workers seem to be sleeping on site and currently working. They are currently clearing out this area here for whatever your next renovated building is going to be. Whether that be, the workshop, the shrine, whatever the hell that ends up being, or the stables. Now moving on, I believe that's everything. Now moving on to the second floor, which the stairway is right over here. Going up
Did you say Alenia's up there?
There's a stairway
Or
leading
Tiala?
up to... Oh, Tiala is there. Tiala is there, not Alenia.
Tiala's the one with the raven, right?
Yes. Actually, let me grab just
Okay.
a quick token.
My bird is bigger than yours.
Oh, right.
All
No,
right,
this isn't working.
all
I'm looking
right.
through the wrong one.
No cockfighting contests here, okay?
I have no intention of dirtying my familiar's feathers with whatever ruckus you plan on doing.
See, it's funny because they're all birds. Do you get
Anyway.
the joke?
There we go. There she is. Generic NPC token.
I don't think she got the joke.
No, I heard it. I just didn't take the time to laugh. Nonetheless, moving up to the second floor, and moving on to the second floor, which is on this side over here. Immediately coming up and looking out, you can see what that overhang was overhead, which actually seems to be like an outside little kind of lounge area, with basically with like a little railing looking out. Basically looks out at the courtyard as well as a bit of the forest beyond.
Balcony.
Yes,
Balcony.
it's a little outside like balcony kind of area. Which there's couches, there's little seats and whatnot here. It looks like there's like like a little flower pot and like other candles that you could place out here for various entertainment purposes. Sorry, actually, fair enough to move back because this is gonna get a bit cramped. Because
fair enough.
Yep, this door here that Tiala walks up to and gestures to, it is this beautifully ornate looking like dark wood. Presumably actually looks like a griffin head. Almost like with looks like it's this large wooden door that sadly doesn't seem to have any actual knocker to it. And Tiala walks up to him and says, for reference, unfortunately, once you folks end up hiring whatever maids and whatnot you wish to be able to enter this location, to enter the private suite, all you have to do is place your hand into the mouth of the griffin here, and she basically gestures like, it basically looks like those like lion mouth like door knockers, at least where the door knocker would be. You place your hand into the griffin's mouth, and then it like clamps down for a minute, and it just kind of stands there waiting for a minute before eventually it opens up, and then the door unlocks, and she just pushes it open.
I look to Gal and just say, is that enough proofing for your other friend to come over, or?
I'm afraid if you wish to invite any friends, you'd have to open the door for them, or otherwise, either I or a similar spellcaster would have to basically register their hand into the door's identification system. Because if someone tried to enter, who was not registered, the beak clamps down onto their hand and raises the alarm.
He's still looking at Gal. Like, Gal? Is it enough? The corner.
We'll get to the rooms in a
I
minute.
know, but you gotta think. I'm asking this. Is it enough?
Mono, I'm afraid you're muted.
Mono's muted.
But is he muted though?
Fuck.
There
Right,
you
I had to
are.
leave my room for something. He just looks deadpan.
Fair enough. But yeah. Now if
What is
everyone
this sheet?
could stand up single file to
No,
be able to.
not even. He just deadpan.
If everyone could line up single file to register their hand into the door, and over the course of like the next like 30 minutes or so, basically just being able to scan everyone through and register their door, you're able to walk through just fine.
That Typhoon doesn't have hands.
Yeah. I'm afraid with Typhoon or any of your other companions, you will need to have have one of you open the door for them. As Typhoon just kind of looks on like an ableist against those without hands. I feel like this is bullshit. She just like slithers her way through behind someone. So, I suppose starting off, going down with the
God
first.
damn it, I was muted.
Oh damn.
I was about to say, I feel like that's a very easy fix, as we could probably just register Typhoon's tail.
Well,
was thinking.
the form of the identification is actually based on fingerprints.
What, do you have your fingerprints
That's
burnt
scale
off?
print.
I'm afraid if there is a method of using such for Typhoon, I'm afraid I'm not familiar.
We can workshop it.
Right,
figure
where
out.
Yeah,
did
we're
we
taking the
decide
workshop after
Typhoon
this.
was... Where did we decide Typhoon was going to be staying again?
Oh, we'll get to that.
Your room.
Yep.
I thought.
So, first off,
I
going down the
realized
list.
something. I'm sorry. I just realized. Is that what I think it is?
We'll get okay. Well, first off, the first one on the right is actually Gal's room over here.
It's a hammock.
And
Go to your room, buddy.
yeah, Gal looking as you open the door, looking in with Typhoon close behind you.
Look at that hammock.
She's not even on the map.
There's too many books for it to be
She
Gal's
is on
room.
the map. You just didn't
Yeah,
grab her.
yeah, I didn't move her token, but for the sake of things, but yeah. Looking inside immediately, you can kind of see which person is taking up more space of this room. As looking at the things that you requested, there's the hammock, there in the corner for you to sleep in. There's a little work table and desk, with a chair over on this side that you were requested for, which has a little bit of storage to it. And the rest seems to be taken up by Typhoon. You can see the rug with all the books scattered around. You can see the bookshelf on the side. It looks like there is a very large rock, like a very large flat rock, presumably for her to lay down and sleep on. It doesn't look like a heating rock, because it doesn't, you touch it, it's not really warm to the touch, but nonetheless. The only other big thing in here, outside of also there's a rose bush in here for some reason, is there is also like a personal trunk, basically for storage, and like whatnot for any other things that might need for both of you folks. But nonetheless,
How the
that's
fuck are we gonna fit Catalina in here?
I'm sure we could set up like a blanket and a pillow somewhere. Could we
Put her on the bench.
Could we bunk her under your hammock?
It's possible.
Could we get bunk beds?
This room is obviously not anti-flammable.
There's forms of protection. It's fine.
There are
Everything's
so many things
flammable
that are
if you
flammable.
try hard enough.
Yes.
This room will also be one of the staff rooms. This will presumably be the room that the maid takes, whoever is going to be the one designated to clean your guys' private suite. Then the second one on the right, this is actually Farron's room.
Oh.
I did not expect
Ooh.
that.
I kind of did.
Gonna grab.
Whoop,
Hold up.
there you go.
Thank
Oh,
you.
there you go.
I was about to move, but I need to select the tokens.
That's good.
The
Yeah.
damn tools.
Yeah. Opening your door and looking. Well, presume I'll also presume everyone else is like either peering in behind or also following behind, looking into people's rooms. Yeah, Farron looking in. It's quite the interesting setup. Of course, you can see bookcases for research. There actually seems like they actually did. There was a cage introduced very recently for your familiar. And what you're not 100% sure whether that was meant for your new familiar or for Tycoon. Either way, it seems to be basically just a simple like metal cage with a swinging door, and like basically looks like either like straw or something on the bottom. Probably have to.
Are these windows?
Yes, these are windows. Those
Ah,
are windows.
perfect. So at least we can perch aggro there.
Yeah, it looks like there's like racks for tool sets and whatnot over here. There's a work table. Right next to it, there's also looks like a research table to put various notes and whatnot, and for writing and sketches. It looks like there's a bit of a personal like display table in the middle with like it looks like some kind of like fur like rug carpet or something on top of to basically put the model.
Right.
Very
Quick
decorational, very ornate. Yes, Gal.
Did we ever figure out who was keeping the safe?
I don't think we ever decided on that, but we'll get to that in a minute. Probably after we go through everyone's rooms. Now,
I
and of
turned
course-
safe into bag of holding. No,
Nice. There's of course also a bed. for you to sleep in over here. There's various, potted plants over the place. And finally, you can actually see the altar. Looking over here, which you see there's a little offering bowl. Looks like there's a little, orb. There's lit candles. There's, dried herbs hanging over top. It looks like there's a goat skull or some other horned animal, off to the side. It is very, spiritual, modern shamanistic, religious practice, kind of stuff, looking at this thing.
Excellent.
Basically, a personal, worship / ritual altar. And there you go.
Hallelujah.
That's everything in Farron's room. Next up on the second one on the left is Kumal's. yes, I know your brass ritual table has been moved from the cart.
It's so cramped in here. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's very cluttered. I will say that much.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
You me sharing that table, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Get the fuck out.
You're just moving in here, and it's already a mess.
That's about right. Just wait till I start being lived in.
So,
oh dear lord,
to go down the list of all the shit that's in here. First and foremost, we have a small little offering altar to Sardior. A little stone dragon statue with an offering bowl on a little, basically, pedestal here. There is a globe of the known world of Nordareth, though of course there's a lot of the majority of it is kind of gray marked out because it's still relatively unexplored, of course. There you got your bed, which does have a bit of storage space underneath it. And immediately Nevena just kind of hops on top and starts rolling around in the blankets.
That's about right.
Of course, we got multiple bookcases for various things on either side. There's your personal magic ritual table, made of basically made of copper. It's been placed there. There actually is also a model of the solar system on the main table there.
Beautiful.
What?
Farron, get out of my room. Farron, stay away from my room.
It seems to be a accurate, basically modern to scale model of what we understand the system so far. Technically, it would be you can actually see a little model of the material plane, with including the sun in the middle, along with various other planetoids of all of the various other things. There's a sphere for the Nine Hells. There's one for the Abyss. And for all what we presume to be all the different other planetoids, or not planetoids, but the other realms within the Astral Sea, to be basically, rotating around the sun.
Beautiful.
There's also, of course, your research table, with, looks like there's some dried herbs, there's candles, there's, vials for basically different herbs. There's, of course, we got books and whatnot, and an inkwell. There's a little cage for Nevena off to the side here, and also a lectern to basically set a book off to the side while you have whatever project going on in front of you. There is a lot that they managed to cram into this place.
This good lord.
Yeah, it's probably the closest you could get to basically being a decent research area without actually being an Arcanium. But yeah, there's a lot, but it's home. For now.
It's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Next one, third one on the right. This is actually Dasher's room. This one over here.
I'd have guessed, because
yeah.
it's the only one left with a rock.
Indeed, yes. It's a fairly more open space, compared to a lot of the others that has a lot more clutter. There's still, there's still the standards. There's a bookshelf on the far side. There's, as per your request, there actually is a heating rock with a pillow, rather than the standard bed. There looks like a little work table there, which you can actually see a few bottles of alcohol as well as some cutlery off to the side, presumably for preparing food. There is some shelves and storage space off to the sides. As well as also looks like this rug and a little offering bowl here seems to be some form of basically meditation kind of space. And the only other thing that's not marked on this map is that in one of the corners, with a bit of a prop-up stand, there actually is a practice dummy that looks like it was made out of burlap and like filled with straw. That seemingly is designed to be like placed in the middle of the room to do whatever martial or fighting practice or exercise.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why the space is also much more open, because you don't have to risk kicking something off one of the tables.
There would have been one last thing that Dasher would have requested. On top of the heating rock, a bamboo mat.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, like probably wouldn't be a bamboo mat, but there'd at least be some type of like basically like treated blanket that they'd place over top to basically add some type of cushioning.
Sort of just the tiniest bit of cushion, so he doesn't like ruin his back.
Oh, that's actually another thing. All the blankets of all of your beds are actually enchanted. They're basically like as long as they're within the Adventure Center, they are basically temperature they like insulate the temperature, so like it feels warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
Wait, I don't have a blanket.
The fabric of
You're fucked.
Basically, the fabric of the hammock has been transcribed as
Screw it.
basically a blanket. You can encase yourself in it to stay cool / warm.
Real fast, I was gonna turn to Tiala and be like, "Is the thing ready?"
Oh, believe me, there are so many things in that room to hide stuff. It is practically foolproof. I've already placed the orb.
Delightful.
All I have to do is wait until I'm supposed to activate it randomly one night. Which I know the command phrase.
So good.
Let me know when it'd be a nice opportune time. And she just grins and walks off. Oh, Nox, was it? Before you walk in, I believe apparently Alenia requested there be a gift transferred to your room. I don't...
That's why I immediately went outside the room to see.
Which,
I got to see this.
Which, finally, looking at, the final room on the left, this is Nox's room. So.
Mind if I take a peek? I'm curious. I'm being fully transparent. I just want to see.
Fair enough.
So,
opening the door and looking on in, it seems to be fairly standard in comparison. There seems to be like a personal, basically desk in the middle for like writing and research and whatnot.
what is
there?
What is that on the floor?
The large pink thing that is a rug. Is a large pinkish purple rug, which does seem to be heavily decorated with filigree and various other designs, presumably of Saint Hypnosia, but it's whatever. Looking over, of course, there's a bookshelf over here. There's various flower pots. Though the one thing that you do immediately recognize of note is the altar over here dedicated to Saint Hypnosia, which looks like it has a large number of lit candles, along with, of course, the effeminate statue with moth wings sprouted out the back of a depiction of Saint Hypnosia. As well as also like a small, there's the small offering bowl. There's like another basically like crystal orb of some kind, presumably for like ritual purposes. There's scrolls with like written text that they managed to get somehow, with like basically scriptures of Saint Hypnosia and whatnot on there. It's surprisingly accurate from what you expected first looking at. Oh god, what the fuck is the rug? Though, the one thing that does catch your eye looking over at the one corner of the room is the bed, which, compared to everyone else, like, it has a full-on, like, a bed frame with, like, curtains.
To be fair, I don't even have a bed.
Yeah.
It's just
like,
a sheet.
The curtains are currently drawn. It's like this soft kind of like a teal cyan kind of color, and seems to be either like this silk kind of material to it. Do you open it?
He's just
Fair.
laying on the bed.
Yes.
I'm not even in the room. Like, I'm not even in the room.
You know what?
I'm like, I step like in front of the door. Yeah, is there?
You want the rug?
Oh yeah, no, sure, I'll take it.
Okay.
I will
not,
say for the sake of this, if you would like the rug dyed a different color, that can be arranged.
Please, God, please. Oh no.
What color would you like it to be instead for next time?
Black or navy or indigo or purple or something. Anything.
Nox.
Blood,
Nox,
Nox,
I need you to breathe. You look like you're about to faint.
I have a headache. I can't even go in. It's so
I
bright.
step into the room and I see the bed frame, and I'm just like, I say this. Oh, that better came out of her pocket.
And
Oh, wait, there's a bed?
Yep.
Look how good it is. What the?
Yeah, it
Dang.
is like it is like
luxury.
It is a full on like like Victorian style like like silk with like embroidered like curtains with the bed.
Before I even touch it, I immediately move the desk out of the way and start rolling the rug up to get it out.
Please tell.
Gal will help.
That's
Take
totally
the rug.
fair. Yeah,
Gal
sadly
will
I
help
can't
move the desk.
Yeah, sadly I can't remove it on the map, but for reference next time, that will be arranged.
I actually have a question. Why the hell is the desk in the center of the room? That is so impractical.
It kind of.
I mean, it works for me. It faces the shrine. It gives me a place to meditate. It gives me a place to study.
It's for proper feng shui, obviously.
Mhm.
Where's your bed?
Yeah, you
If
look
you have
over.
a special visitor.
You look over. As a odd twist of fate, the color of the fabric is actually very similar to Kumal's scale because it's very like that sapphire teal like cerulean.
I think they got a room switched up. You wanna?
No, mine's fine. I didn't realize you were into the
laugh.
little princess thing, but you do what you wish.
I'm gonna laugh if Alenia's on the bed and we just can't see her because we haven't moved the curtains yet, and we're just
That's why I
all
have not
standing
touched the
here.
bed yet. That is why I have not touched the bed. I fear that exact outcome. I'm standing at the foot of the bed and working on the rug.
Dasher
what?
is looking at everything in his room now.
After
Where's
Okay.
Tiara right
Looks-
now? Has she already left?
Fan looks to Nox and say,
Yeah,
"You mind if I jump on the bed?"
Tiala has since left the building.
after
Yeah,
putting the
let's-
Can I
desk
jump on the
down.
bed?
Sorry, Farron,
I've
what
never
did you
been
say?
on these luxury bouncy beds before.
Farron, did you open the curtain?
I'm about to, if Nox allows me.
Alright.
Working on the rug. I don't even acknowledge your existence.
Alright, that's
I just
totally
need this
fair.
rug
Yep.
out of
I'm
here.
looking at Nox for permission. Nox, you cool if I enter it? I want to see what these bouncy beds are like. And I
I have
open
no
it.
guarantee that it's bouncy, but it has curtains, and that's nice.
I then open it.
So Farron, as you open it, it's interesting. Alenia is not on the bed, unfortunately.
Dang it!
Um,
Oh, thank God!
I let
Oh, then
I let out a
beautiful.
very loud "thank God" like sigh, just like
That
Fan's
would have
also
been.
like
However,
he was like mentally preparing
Funny.
himself.
Hold on,
He was
hold
like,
on,
"Thank
I'm not
God it's
done."
there."
I'm not done.
oh no.
However,
Oh, wait, there's more.
you actually see embroidered on the blanket itself. It says Nox in like
Let's
large
fucking
embroidered
go.
letters. There are a variety of throw pillows. Some of them heart shaped. That all have some variation of Nox or N plus A. Or anything else on those things. And the final thing placed on the pillow is a small paper note that says, "This bed was donated and paid out of pocket by by Alenia Sarzana."
Sorry, excuse me.
Gal's crying.
Fucking like, Fan look. Ninja Venom just starts burning the entire bed.
No,
Oh
yeah. Navena just kind of comes up and just like nuzzles into the pillows, like, ooh, comfy.
Gal's
thank
fucking
God,
crying.
Nox is as far away
beautiful.
from the bed as she like can get.
Oh god, Nox,
with
why are
this
you in my
rug
wall?
Completely,
Get out of here.
Like completely wrapped up, and she's just like.
No,
She's so afraid she's phased through my wall.
Oh,
Do you need different bedding?
You mind if I take some of those pillows?
Have at it, by all means.
I take all the hard ones because I know they're making you uncomfortable.
Okay,
I grab all the hard ones.
Yeah, you take all the heart. Like, there's one that specifically has it's literally N plus A, and like other like little like filigree designs around it. And like
Navena will fight you for it.
Gal's also gonna take some of the pillows.
Oh god, we actually have to hire town guards to enforce the restraining
Wait,
order.
hold. The N plus A one. Leave it.
But like, when you say that Baron was about to grab, I was like, oh.
That's Navena's pillow
He's
now,
like-
first
he's
off.
like-
Navena's currently sitting
like
on that
blinking.
pillow, like.
You will
Yeah,
die before you
leave
get
it.
that pillow.
Let's let her stay there for now.
No. And if it catches on fire, hopefully Elena will just pay for it again. They're rich. Okay.
Navena, do you like that pillow? Does that work for you? That can be your spot whenever you visit.
I grab the
I was gonna
rug.
say, that's not going in my room.
I grab the rug, and you know, like those, like, you know when you have posters on like the ceiling wall, but it has like kind of like it's kind of like bending a bit.
Rug on the ceiling.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm putting it on the
fuck.
ceiling.
That's beautiful. I love it.
Like a
God
tapestry.
damn it.
Sure.
Yep.
You have some like there's like some like spare tacks or something you have on hand and just dunk dunk dunk. Just hammer.
Now I'm
it nailed
sad.
to the fucking ceiling.
Look, take
now I'm
hypnosis
sad.
tapestry on the ceiling that's pink and purple. I'm like, bro, this is this is drip, pure drip right here.
Gal walks into his room and holds up some of the pillows, just absolutely fucking crying with laughter.
So
Stop
what
it,
do you
Gal, I
like-
can hear you from down here.
I like
We've all never separated so fast before we had separate rooms. We're also like, alright, fuck everybody else.
So what do you
After
guys think of
immediately
your
realizing-
rooms?
Jasper is
busy
immediately
laughing and calling Typhoon to look at the room.
We've been together for too long. We're all sick of each other.
Jasper is immediately realizing how little soundproofing is in this room.
Oh no, the walls
That was
actually are
going to
sound.
be my
Actually,
next
hang on. That
question.
is one thing. All of the walls are actually soundproofed. All of the walls are
Except
soundproofed. All of the windows are also warded magically. They can only open from the inside.
Dang it! It's gonna be less funny now.
Okay, is there an alarm system to where we can just press a button and the alarm goes off?
I'd be more than happy for this prank to somehow bleed through my walls.
Nice. It's presumed that Tiala has plans for that. There is no one specific like alarm button or alarm switch, unfortunately. The main course of defense is, of course, like if someone tries to damage the windows, the alarm goes off. If someone unregistered tries to go through the door, the alarm goes off. Like all of the ways going in are warded.
Right.
Warded and
So
protected.
in order to set off the alarm, I just have to break the window. Got it.
Basically, yeah.
Hey,
In case of emergency, break glass.
Hey, John.
Exactly.
Give me enough time and I can make the warding.
Hey, John.
Yes.
You know, I put the pink rug, of course, above this like table, the fur table, right here.
All right.
It's above here, and I use and I'm literally asking Agro to make a nest inside of the on top of it so he can be hidden. And then Tycoon can also be on top of there, so it's just a safe place.
It's like a big like hammock kind of draping. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you
but
mean.
Also,
okay. There's like a pocket.
But it's
okay.
there for aesthetics as well. That's what they
Oh,
are
that's
on
actually
right
kind of
now.
awesome.
Yeah, that's what they're on right now.
Check. I'll say for that. See how well aggro actually takes to it.
Beautiful. I can
least
mage
like
hand from
good.
any part of this room.
12. They fly up
12.
and just kind of start pecking at it. Hang on.
If he doesn't like it, there's always the window. And the cage.
Yeah, he just kind of like pecks at it and then just kind of like sits there.
Eh, he'll get used to it. Scent and everything. Tycoon hovers.
Yeah.
Alright,
Oh yeah,
after...
Tycoon just kind of looking around for a minute before they look at the the little crystal orb that's on the table. They just kind of pop it out and set it to the side, and then just kind of plant themselves in the socket.
Aww.
Ah, yes, my room is slowly coming together.
And
Now I just need to make it bigger without having it to make it bigger.
How do I make it bigger? Knocks down Gal's wall.
Dasher immediately starts sharpening the cooking utensils.
Nice. They actually are already treated and sharpened.
Ah,
Like, I also, like, after, like, having that set up, I, like, go over to, like, seeing Gal leave, I then knock on the door. Typhoon, you in there?
Reading!
Oh, alright, fair enough. I was gonna show you this cool thing I did.
noticing that the cooking utensils are already sharpened, he goes over to the books and just looks through them.
Yeah. Seemingly just kind of random different, like general topics of like, oh, here's a cookbook. Oh, here's here's like an old history book, I guess.
Now...
Here's calligraphy for dummies. Like.
Now that we're actually inside, Gal's gonna swap from wearing his coat on with his arms in his sleeves. He's just gonna wear his coat over his shoulders.
Nice. And Gal, as you're actually going down the stairs, and I presume you're heading back out towards the dining hall.
Yeah, after his laughter has subsided.
Mm-hmm. You look out and you actually do see on the main desk here, there actually is a stack of papers. It seemed to have been basically kind of glossed over. Oh, fair enough.
I like the meeting room.
Navenna? I'm glad you like that pillow. I had planned on keeping it.
They just kind of rub their butt against it.
There's the child.
And just kind of plant them there. And just kind of plant themselves there.
Can I tell you a secret? Good, yes. There's somebody else I knew their name started with an A, and when I was a child, when you're younger, you scratched things into different things, and I had a very nostalgic moment looking at that pillow.
Yeah. The pillow itself is sort of like a soft, darker kind of galaxy bluish purple.
He's just thinking of Aldi in general. And just hanging out and having childhood crush on Aldi and being like, But you know what, Navenna, in a lot of ways, you remind me of him.
Can I roll perception? Because I was about to knock on the door.
Disadvantage
you don't have a
because
whole lot to say
I was gonna say
either.
disadvantage because the walls are soundproofed.
Fair enough.
15. Is Nox trying to hide their voice? Or trying to be quiet?
I mean, I'm just talking to Navenna. I wouldn't be loud
Okay.
or anything.
In that case, you'd hear Nox presumably talking to Navenna as there's just a regular, just kind of responsive.
Aaron's waiting for the right time to rudely interrupt.
How can
When
I
you
be
start you kind of
appropriately
remind, and
rude?
then I knocked on the door. Knox!
Anyway, you kind of remind me of him because neither of you really have a whole lot to say about much.
Knox again.
Yes, Farron, you can come in.
Oh, alright, I didn't know that was an invitation. You should kind of see what I did with the rock.
Okay.
Oh, another minor thing. All of the doors in the hallway are lockable, like standard non-magical locks.
Right. Who's getting
How's
the
everyone
safe?
liking their room so far?
Oh god, it's equally as bright on the ceiling. Ah.
It's the sun!
She just immediately walks back out. Like,
Hey, it's locked. Get the fuck out of here.
Dasher peeks his head in.
Knock, knock,
Oh.
knock.
That's actually a smart idea.
actually, Farron, as you look up at the carpet above, there's kind of a wet spot.
Well, prestidigitation time!
Go,
Yeah, you press digit
got
clean, but then
things.
before you realize, like, there's a pile of broken bones up there.
What?
got things.
I
Come
look
on.
out to the window where the
Hold
blood
on.
droplets.
The window's
Something
closed.
much
like,
more
you,
interesting is
like,
happening right now.
Farron, roll a nature check.
The Bone Summoner.
26. Looking at it, are those squirrel bones?
Nat 20.
Wait a minute. Where's Navenna? What the fuck?
So, remember
Navenna's with
how
me.
Afro,
We're hanging out.
remember how
Navenna's
Afro was like
with,
picking at
Nox.
me and the squirrel earlier?
Yeah?
Alright.
Looks like they decorated the place.
Knock,
You
knock,
see,
knock.
Farron, instead of using prestidigitation, he
Who is
starts
it?
spreading the blood on the rug.
Oh my god.
It's me.
And it's like, alright, we're
Oh,
dying at
hold on
that.
1 second.
It
I'm not gonna get rid of these blood
smells.
stains.
It smells not great.
Could be worse, I'll change.
And
Hey, magic exists. I
You
use
know
Druid
what?
Crown.
Yeah,
I'm
you,
gonna do
thus-
a thing.
One
you just
second.
press
Come on.
digitate the smell away.
thus the
I'd like
nurse
to
was
try a
told.
test, if you'll indulge me.
Oh god, everybody wants me. Mono, fucking gal, give me a second.
No,
Right,
I'm talking to you.
alright.
Kamal, you're at my door.
What's up?
I'd like to try a test, if you'll indulge me in it.
I suppose.
Navenna, can I enlist your help for this?
Oh no.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to close the door because apparently they can't hear very well what's going on in here. So on the count of 3, I want you to make as much noise as you possibly can. I want to see how good that works.
Oh.
Roll a persuasion check.
You're gonna want to be careful with that.
Does that really work with Kumal, considering how familiars work?
She gets very loud.
Tight.
When I count to 3, does she yell with me?
Navenna just kind of tilts her head to the side, like.
They scream. It should help.
On the count of 3, we're going to scream. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it's precious.
Which, with the door closed, it's fairly muffled. It sounds like it's fairly quiet unless you like basically put your ear up to the door.
Yeah, no.
And then I run over and fling the door open, and I'm like, "How was it?"
Not perfect, but we could only
It's-
hear muffled.
Yeah, it's pretty dampening. Like if someone technically wanted to snoop in and like put their ear up to the door, like they'd still have some trick. They have a little bit of difficulty, but it wouldn't be impossible.
Oh, I'm not stuck hearing people's nightly activities anymore. Delightful.
Probably better than hearing on your side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you answered my question. She's in there. Your problem. I'll be back. Yeah, you behave.
Would you mind hanging out here?
Can I take a quick peek at Kumal's room?
Navenna looks over at one of the candles currently burning and like kind of starts pecking at it.
Do you want something to eat instead of the candle?
Navenna like bites the wick.
okay. Fire to fire. I get it. Okay.
Knock, knock, knock.
Dasher?
They pull off. The wick is gone.
Yeah.
Alright.
Does Nevada
Things-
need food? I think it's about her feeding time, isn't it?
They're starting to eat the wax.
Yeah,
I just offered her
yeah.
something, but currently she seems more interested in the candle. Nevena, would you actually like a ration deal?
Their mouth is full of wax.
What you doing up
Interesting.
there?
There's
They're-
things over
They're
here.
trying to swallow it. Like, they're not choking or anything. They're just having a bit of trouble. Like, come on, try and swallow it.
Just really thick bubble gum.
Yeah, yes, exactly. That's a good way. Like,
'Cause it's slowly
starts to
melting.
Yeah, it's slowly starting to soften.
Dasher just moves the rest of the candles away from Nevada.
They try to reach
I
out
already-
to try and like peck at it before they just fall off the bed.
Dasher
No.
tried to catch her.
Nevena.
No, you roll dex.
I wonder what they're doing with the bird
They
right
just
now.
Nice.
right in your hand.
You know what? I don't ask questions.
So, that
how
planetary
does
thing,
it,
I
though?
would like to copy it.
I tell her
Dasher,
to
put
behave,
her
but you
back
know,
on
it's
her
really
pillow.
more make sure they behave.
I do so.
Well, when they're young like that, they tend to be quite the rambunctious types.
Did you have something for her to eat, or I could give her one of my rations?
The
I'm
wax
okay
is starting
with
to
that.
bubble in their mouth.
Weirdly, she's not my concern at the moment.
Is she able to breathe?
What smells
she's-
like
no,
burning?
It takes a
She's
minute
clearly
before
okay.
she takes a minute before she swallows it.
I could actually. I was actually thinking about starting to cook dinner.
No,
I
we still
knock
need
on
to
the
do
door.
we still have a whole thing we need to do.
Yeah.
Like,
I knock on the
I'll
door
say-
and ask, why does it smell like burning wax? Is something burning?
It's fine.
it's fine.
Alright.
Typhoon
He
actually
pulls out his
Typhoon,
last turkey lantern.
Farron, as you're going by, you hear a bit of a thump on the gal's door. We have company outside!
Wait, what? I will then go over there, but of course I'll bring my familiars, but
Yeah, no.
I was asking if I could draw the planetary or the system. That was what I was asking for. Since Kumo did not lock the door.
I was about to ask.
I want to
did-
pick
did-
up
would-
Nevena
did
on the
Kumo
pillow
lock-
and carry her.
Okay, that's fine and adorable. Would Kumal have locked the door on his way out?
I don't think he's used to the routine yet, so probably
Fair
not.
enough. Yeah, you just open the door and walk in. I'll just say for a quick thing.
Yeah,
roll
I'm not gonna
dexter-
touch his shit.
Yeah, roll dexterity to see how good of a model you can make.
Oh, I thought he was ganking
Alright.
my shit for a second. I'm like, I see you, motherfucker.
He's sketching it. He's not stealing it. 12. You
Yeah,
get the
sure,
basic,
just
you
gives
get the
Nevena
basic thing around.
one of his jerky rations.
That's all I'll need. Because
Nevena-
everything
Oh,
else will
be
be
right back.
crazy.
Nature, you said stuff about papers?
Yes. Oh yeah, at the bar table, looks like there's a stack of papers here. And I suppose at this rate, as you just kind of look over it, it is written in common. As now, I can actually show... Oh, I keep going for the wrong time. I can actually show what the list of papers shows.
Oh, fuck.
General stuff.
Yeah,
Three.
these are all the guild applications.
Well, there's one of these where we can't hire them.
Well, okay. I
The
will
maid
say,
accomplished theologian.
Yeah. With the list, as you pick up the papers and you look outside, it does look like there is actually a group of people just kind of waiting outside.
Oh,
Ah,
we have
fuck,
a
alright.
lot to go over.
Ugh.
All right. So for the sake of this, presumably after
I
this,
go down the stairs smelling like blood.
yeah.
Even though I have
I'll say for the sake
prestidigitation.
of this, presumably Gal gets the party together to discuss about this. You guys can look over the list to see who you'd be interested in at least interviewing. This isn't necessarily hiring yet. This is just who you're actually interested in interviewing. I'm actually going to go take a quick break to refill my water, and then I'll be right back. But nonetheless, you guys can talk in the interim as you so wish.
Okay.
I'll also
Right,
During that
scroll
time,
divide-
I want to have Nevena on the pillow, and then I want to put a piece of beef jerky, and like as I'm going downstairs, because I hear we have visitors, I am carrying her on the pillow like a ring bearer would.
That's amazing.
Like on the pillow is like a little piece of beef jerky and also a candle.
Adorable. Yeah,
Both will be
is,
gone by the time
Navenna-
you get
Yeah,
downstairs.
Navenna's butt is planted like right on, like directly on the plus sign between N and A.
X marks the spot.
And,
Navenna Anonymous.
yeah,
So
you guys
I'm
can
going-
look through the list as you see fit. I'm gonna go refill my water. I will be right back.
Okay.
Alright, divide and conquer. I'll look at the broker.
Oh, I want Alcassandra.
Female.
Disqualified
divide
for
and
unruly behavior.
There was one that also poisoned a man. I'm pretty sure that's a maid.
Wait, who poisoned a man?
Kurak Noel. Chef. Kicked out of clan for accidentally poisoning matriarch. Can't say I'm too keen on a cook with a poisoning charge.
Me neither. No, sorry.
Just as much as I know you want to redeem some people,
No,
I don't even know
that
we're aware of
Po-
allergies. That's the
poisoning
real shit.
food is where I draw a line.
I'm gonna take some notes of the brokers and get those on a separate
Alright.
list.
Like,
Hold up,
poisoning
let me
water
put
supplies.
hold up, let me
pretty
get my
stupid.
glasses on. What the fuck are my glasses?
Excuse me.
It's gonna be really funny if like. It's gonna be really
looks
funny
like
if my
we
bird
have
just immediately
two
sees a squirrel
brokers?
that's just like 10 times stronger than it. It's just gonna be fucking. It's gonna be one. It's gonna be a
Ravenwolf.
gag.
Interesting. Maid. We have one that's a maid and a chef. Maid.
Man, I'm sorry, but like, it's hard to keep track of who's applying for what position. There's just so much text here.
The
That's
first
fair.
blob is maids, and the last two are brokers, and then the very bottom is all guards.
Okay.
There's only one that is doing both maid and or chef.
Alright.
It looks like they all cost. Oh no, they cost.
So
Oh.
I'm assuming we're all against the turtle, right?
Yeah.
Boo, turtles, boo.
I have nothing against the turtle.
No, I think above game. That's just above game.
Yes, agreed. Just because it's funny.
No turtles allowed.
Ooh,
Sorry,
I
sorry.
don't think Vuthakivian would be a very great fit.
Who?
If I
Not
ever do
his
play a turtle,
fault,
he has
but-
to be evil.
Dragonborn broker, originally domestic servant and record keeper for a sapphire dragonborn merchant during the Klamukai dynasty. I feel like I might set him off.
About
Well,
may be
during
a
the
little
interview
upset.
process, we will talk to him and make sure that there's no mistaking you for someone else.
Look, if any the fucking turtle turns out to
Okay,
be fucking
so-
charming, I'm fucked.
So
I might take
right
a
now, what we should probably do is instead of going through who we want to interview, going through who we do not want to interview.
Manage and organize sales with the
People we don't want to interview, I
And
do not
I
want
haven't,
Ramus,
and I have returned.
mandate of the Iron.
the chef.
Yeah.
Oh no, this
Ramus-
guy is literally just my story, more or less. Okay, no, he's cool.
Okay, which one are we? Ramus Gordena. Not a fan.
Not a fan. I don't want to eat
for-
elven cuisine. No, thank you.
I was gonna say, yeah, that is a wood elf gentleman. Eldarine is wood elves.
Management of pawning and selling knickknacks and magic items.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I do like the gnome.
Oh, Zyronara.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have Zyronara to Rotato.
God.
Gnome names are interesting.
Vuthakivian,
Yes.
Morlan, Orlash?
Vuthakivan Mulhuan Orlarash.
Yeah,
Which,
that one.
which going off of that,
Yeah,
he is going off of that clan name. He's a black dragonborn.
Oh, interesting.
The null is terrifying. If I even know
null?
what a null is.
Yep, you know what gnolls are. You've heard of them. They're hyena folk.
They're not the. I don't know how null are in your world.
Clarifier. They're not demonic spawn of Yinogu. That whole
Okay.
of scenario.
All right. Just need to
Race
make sure.
aside, backstory. His resume is not very good.
When it comes to the guards, I'm really liking Callie and Alcassandra. I'm not a fan of Flynn at all. My only issue with Tondashi is the stabling because we're not getting stables for a while.
Yeah. And I don't want him to be waiting on that when we don't have a place to house.
Yeah, like I like him, but it's just that we can't. It's just not
Maybe
something we're
he
going to
can
be
help
getting
with
for a while.
networking.
But once again, the
Yeah.
roost is going to be our priority, not the
Right.
stable.
I say at least want to interview him, but at least keep in mind about that.
Right, yeah. This is just discussing who you're interested in interviewing and like hearing like is this guy even on the table to actually like, hear about further.
Yeah, I'm interested in interviewing everyone except Flint.
Oh, the military guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, served in the NA military as a quartermaster and lieutenant marshal in the Chimera Brigade, 4th Pikeman Company, 10th Platoon. Resigned after serving for 5. Yeah.
Why does this guy sound familiar?
Probably because he was on another interview list for another one of the games.
Oh, I remember him now.
Resigned after serving for 5 years. It was
that guy.
Yeah, resigned after serving for 5 years. Now looking for work while returning to civilian life.
I remember that guy now.
Oh, he's a homeless veteran. Come on, we gotta let him in.
He's the one who got cucked over by the dwarf.
Yeah. He kind of is.
No, we gotta let the vets have a chance,
yeah,
man.
at this point we could, at this point we could just start going down the list. We have Gravis Kithana, who is a elf earth genasi, female, 19, mate, born into a barren family working with Stebned Vineyards. Currently a freshman at
You
Steingemeißelt.
do not have to read these all aloud.
Fair enough.
Yeah, at least.
Or you
You've
can,
been
because I
poring
didn't
over it.
really
You
read.
do not have to read all of them aloud.
I'm willing to if need be, but
I will not make you do that. Let's just talk about the people that we are interested specifically in interviewing. Everybody give 2. How about we start with that?
Okay, yeah, that works.
I like both of the fucking brokers.
Oh, yeah.
Well, pick 2 people that you want to interview out of the entire list specifically. Let's start with that.
I definitely want to interview Alris.
Alaris?
Yeah.
Oh, Alaris?
Yeah, the work on the
Alaris
ship.
Hawthorne. Yes, okay.
Alaris and...
Yeah. For clarification, just recalling from last time, for all of the openings that you guys have established, it is... Oh god, I'm trying to remember. It was 1 guard...
1 broker, 2 maids, and a chef.
Correct. Thank you.
I might actually want to talk to the Null.
The Null? Of course you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I know
fortunately,
you would. That's why I didn't want that, because I do not want you and Farron getting together. Like,
unfortunately, there are
that's
only
just a recipe for disaster.
There are only 2 chef applicants. The one being Kurorak, the Knoll, and the other being Ramus Gordena, the Wood Elf guy.
I want to interview him, but not for the chef role.
Ah.
Yeah, we can save that for a later point.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to interview Alris and Alcassandra.
It's Alexandra.
Really
It's
finding
Alexandra.
things. I love it.
Yeah, it's Alexandra Wilkinson.
What about you, Dasher? You got 2?
Dasher, hello?
We'll come back to that.
Uh-oh.
Kumal?
Dasher's
back. Oh, I'm back.
There, welcome back.
Dasher, give me 2 people that you want to interview out of this entire list.
Let me actually look at the list.
God,
okay, while you're looking at it, Kumal, you give me your
flashbacks. 2. Sorry.
Personally, I'm looking at the 2 brokers just so we have an option. We're not stuck with one if we hit
so
the
you
other.
Want to look at? You want to interview both?
Yeah. Honestly, now I'm just having flashbacks to the fucking interviews for Striking Cold Iron, and by the end of it, they just said, "Why don't we just interview everyone?" And I'm just thinking like, okay.
We're
No.
narrowing it down right now.
If you guys, that's not saying if you guys don't like. If you guys do want to interview all of these guys, that's totally fine. I will not stop you. Like that is
I am
totally
not
cool.
interested.
I'm just.
We
I
are-
think the easiest
we are on the
one
casting
to just
couch
knock
as
out
we
is the
speak.
portal.
Yeah, I'm just saying when it comes to guards, I'm interested in interviewing everyone except for Flint.
Okay. Who's your other person? You said Alaris and Alexander, right, Gal?
Yeah, but Alris is for just like the maid position.
I know.
and
I'm
then-
just saying two
yeah.
people out of the entire list that you for sure
yeah.
want to interview.
Yeah.
So we
Farron,
have-
who's your two?
You already know I don't want Kuararek as like my chef, but more of something else for that. Because I think there's
interview.
potential
Two
this
that you
person
want
has.
to interview.
Two. Okay, I already got one. I'm still looking at the second one. If you give me a moment.
So I know you want to interview the Null, right?
Yep.
Kurak.
So Kurok.
And Has everyone else have gone already?
She's probably making a list for these.
I am making a list.
Okay. So Gal was
Okay, we
interested
already got-
in interviewing everyone except for Flint on the guards.
I just
Yeah.
have specific
Uh,
people that we're looking at right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
When it comes to the chefs, I want to interview Remus and Alaris.
Oh, Alaris.
So
yeah.
Alaris Hawthorne and
Ramus Gordena.
Ramus Gordena.
Yeah. Which, while he does specialize in traditional Elven cuisine, he has seemingly done work in other places, such as a place called Ambrosia in Newarcaster City, which actually I think Nox would be the only one to actually make a history check on that.
I can do that.
Because I think
I think the gnome
Nox,
as well.
Yeah, I think Nox is the only one who's actually been to the capital.
Nope.
6.
Hold that.
the
Hold
name-
that. Actually, I do want to not hold Alaris. I want to interview
Kurak.
Korok and Remus.
Ramus.
Okay. I got both of those on the list. So Farron gave me one. Who's your second one?
The gnome. I
Yeah.
don't know how to pronounce her name.
Zyronara.
Okay.
Zyronara
Zyronara.
Potato.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're interviewing. So that's
Banana
second in on
potato.
Sure.
that. And then Dasher wants both of the chefs, of course. I do want to interview Callie, the dwarf.
Okay.
In the guards.
Keen and I are both looking at Zaranara. Maybe I should switch to somebody else just in case. I don't know.
Well, I've got duplicates on two people. We can
Okay,
revisit that in a
okay.
minute. Let me let me look at the two that I want to interview, and we'll see what we don't have covered.
As much as I want to take pity on Alaris, that seems a little. Reading her story seems a little bit. She might leave in the middle of the campaign to try to go back to her father.
I mean, there's a few characters on this list that have mentioned like, oh, you know, this is going to be like basically a temporary job. Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
hey,
That's
it's
fair.
not.
And Alaris,
I mean-
Alaris sounds like it's going to be a temporary job for her.
I mean, also, it's not.
Maybe
Giving someone a temporary job isn't a bad thing.
Yeah. With this at this point out in the frontier, like, you know,
Expect it to be temporary.
Yeah.
Expect a revolving door.
Because remember,
I'm-
if nothing else, people can quit. That is also
Yeah,
part
they
of it.
people can.
I also
quit.
would like to mention, Nature, that I will
People
tell
can
this
die.
gnome to because she's really good at finding things. I'm gonna ask her to find my magnet. I'm gonna ask that. That
You know what?
the interview
Yeah.
does come.
You know what? If possible, can I just interview all three of the people who are trying to get the chef's position?
There's only two.
There's three.
No, there's three. There's
There's
three.
three.
No.
Alaris,
I thought there was
Alaris,
only two.
Alaris is trying to
applied
get
for
either
both the maid or
or
the chef
chef.
position. Yes.
Yeah,
She-
we've got her
yeah,
on the
yeah.
list too. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. The three chef options are Alaris, Kuarak, and Ramos.
Yeah.
Might
We've
ask
got all of
Kurak
them on the
to be a
list.
chef, though.
I'm interested in interviewing Alris for the maid position.
Yes,
Mhm.
I know. Guys, you're just rehashing the same thing. I've got it
Yep, yep,
all
yep.
written down
Okay.
here. Hold
Yeah.
on, hold
Like-
on.
Who? I guess
I-
that's the thing. Who hasn't put down?
I want to
names?
interview Kali, the dwarf.
He's
And
great.
I do think I want to interview Roderick.
Roderick.
At this
Oh, yeah.
point,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
just looking at all this. I'm almost 100% sure I want to hire the Knoll.
Noel. Oh, for the show.
No.
Yes.
I was trying to make
Specifically
him make
because
crazy
he's
concoctions
specifically
instead,
because I don't know, like Remus specializes in traditional elven cuisine. We're not gonna get much of that out here.
Oh, right. We're only
I
hiring
mean, we
one
have elves, but we
Correct.
don't want that as the real thing.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
We don't want to serve elven cuisine.
Here's the list so far. Okay? Of people that we're for sure going to interview. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Starting from the top. Roderick, Brahmin. Alaris Hawthorne, Kurok, Ramus, both of the brokers. And then looking at guards, we're looking at Kali and Alexandra. Are we good with that?
Reasonable?
Yeah.
I want. I hate that my soul wants to call for Flint, but y'all don't want that.
Interview
So
Because that's already 8 interviews right there that we have to do.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna fight both of our guard, all of our guard, the guard applicants that we're interviewing. So that takes extra time.
Yeah. Either way, I will also probably say after we've clarified who we're interested, who we're going to be interviewing, we're probably going to end up having to wrap the session there and do the interviews next time.
I know.
Because it's getting a little bit late. But hey, we got a lot done today. But
I like Callie. Callie sounds like she's a good one.
I think Callie was also in the Sunday game.
I mean, hey, some of these applicants have showed up on other people's lists for hirees, and they may or may not.
I
disappear in the
definitely
future.
remember Flint. Right. I remember it was Callie, because Callie cucked Flint out of the position.
Gal doesn't know this, Josh.
I know, but I'm saying this above game.
Yeah, no.
The fact that
Technically,
Kurok
yeah.
somehow made it on the list at all is startling.
Well, the thing is, magic food.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's my in for getting cuisine bard.
Poison the last person they cooked for.
By
okay.
accident.
Of course.
Clarification on that one. He got kicked out of his original clan because he accidentally poisoned the matriarch. Then he went to live in Norfolk and studied cooking and alchemy, and basically, trained in that, and before applying for this job.
If anything, I want to ask, okay, how exactly did you accidentally poison them? Because Dasher, if it's actually believable, Dasher would understand, okay, that's actually a simple mistake.
Look, the man could have cut a pufferfish the wrong way. We didn't know.
That's
Plus,
exactly
then
what I'm
he
thinking
went
happened,
to
though.
learn what he did wrong and became a chef. So
Yeah, like allow people to grow as people.
Besides, like, we already got like alchemy supplies and like a workshop coming in an Arcadium sooner or later. So it's gonna happen. We're gonna find a way to solve the poison. Who knows? We might help redeem Kurok's honor.
So we wanted to interview Roderick.
I think he already did that himself
Kurok.
by going to cooking school and alchemy school to learn how to never do it again.
I did
Yeah,
kind
but not
of
many
want
people
to
know of that.
I did kind of want to
Redeem
interview
his honor to
Sondishi,
the
but
public
the
eye.
whole stable
Sondishi.
thing.
The fact that he knows Kuridar cuisine. I didn't read that part.
Oh, Kurudar cuisine?
Yeah, I was surprised no one mentioned that.
Yeah, he specializes in preparing and cooking game and forageables, and also knows Kurudar cuisine, because he was raised in Norfolk, which is predominantly Kurudar.
I was just looking at I was not looking at that last sentence. Now I definitely want him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Linny, but no totals.
Eni. Oh, Eni. I was gonna say, I'm surprised she wasn't more of a contentious choice, because he apparently worked under a bunch of different scholars and like
Yeah, but
spellcasters.
Turtle.
Look, we know
You know
it's
how we
meta.
feel
We
about it.
know it's meta, but we need to stick with this.
Yeah, we need.
I want.
Of
We
course.
need
It
this.
ruins the joke if we break now.
It's true. It's true.
The hags will prevail.
Damn.
Hags will
Fuck.
prevail.
Damn, you
Indeed,
guys are
indeed.
fucking savage.
I was
Hell
like,
every day.
I looked at the total. I'm like, oh, Arcadium, but like,
So-
but it's total. Mm.
Damn.
I'm putting the list in chat in a second.
Okay, thank you. I was starting to type it. I was like, I'm trying to remember who was who. Thank you for that.
No, I wrote it all down and I'm writing it in a list currently for you.
I will at least show all the pictures of the interviewees. Well, actually, no. We'll sorry. We'll wait. We'll save that for next time.
Aww.
You know what?
I just
Before
want to see the null chef.
Yeah, I'll whoever you guys will interview first, I'll show their picture. But
So if we could, I'd like to interview the two chefs first. Get that out of the way.
I say we should probably get the positions that have the more applicants first, and also positions.
But here's the thing. I'm thinking the guard positions are going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah, what I'm saying is what we should probably do is go maids, chefs, then guards.
And what about the broker?
Last.
Oh right. Sorry, I forgot about the broker.
so maids, chefs, brokers,
broker,
guards.
then guard. Guards will be last.
Okay. In that case, which maid would you guys want to start off interviewing with?
Roderick.
Roderick? Anyone else?
Yeah.
Anyone else opposed?
I want to read about Roger. Give me lay it out in the way. All right, sure, why not?
All right. So, I suppose in that case, as you see, like the group of people just kind of like standing and like talking amongst themselves outside. Do you invite all the people in, or are like are you just having everyone sit outside and just conducting interviews, like bringing people in one by one, or are you bring all the interviewees, all the applicants in, and then interviewing them elsewhere?
I say
Yeah.
that we let everybody sit in the tavern and like check it out, see what it looks like, and we interview them upstairs in the open space.
Okay. I suppose
And then
the chef-
after that,
So-
we move from the upper space to the courtyard for the guard stuff.
okay. Yeah.
When it comes to the kitchen,
guys
we're
get a
not doing it
different-
in the upper space. We're doing that in the actual kitchen for the chefs.
Oh god, just reminded
I mean,
me
yeah,
of the
just their
Sunday,
entire interview is make food. Have
dude.
fun.
Dude, I think I sometimes
So
remember
what's the
what
order we're
Sunday game
interviewing?
did to their applicants.
the first,
and
I believe the.
Oh my god.
First two are maids, then first one is maid specific, second one is either maid or chef, then the other two chefs, other two brokers, other two guards.
Oh yeah, actually that works
So it's
really good. If we're
maids,
going,
chefs, brokers, guards.
because if we're going, wait, which of the maids did we want to interview again? Was it just two? of them?
Roderick and Alaris.
Okay, so what we can do is we can do Roderick and then Roderick first and then Auris. We can do for either
Yep.
because
Alright,
she's
so-
a jumping point.
Because
So-
if she ends up taking the chef position, then we need to interview another maid, which we can
Yeah.
determine at the very end.
So, I suppose in that case, as you start inviting everyone in, which is quite the colorful cast of characters, and they basically all just kind of start sitting down at like the bar tables, a few of them at the main banquet, the banquet table, just kind of talking amongst themselves as they're kind of waiting, and you call out the first name for. Okay, I keep checking the wrong thing. Calling out for Roderick Brauman. And you see walking up the halfling fellow, probably standing about a decent, 2.5, maybe 3 feet tall. Almost 3 foot. looking up this gentleman as he makes his way over to the interview spot, and as he goes to sit down with you guys just sitting in front of him. That's where we're gonna end the session.
I like this guy.
His name is literally Barman. You just gotta give it to him.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah.
It's in his blood.
I mean, if
Probably-
he's a bartender, Dasher would tell him, "Okay, make me a Cosmo." That's literally his interview process for bartenders.
Yeah.
Just
As
make me
we-
something
yeah.
simple yet, well known yet a little bit complex.
Yeah. Probably
Farron's
because after we go
tired.
through all of the interested interviews, that's probably when I'll just reveal probably the rest of the pictures. And if there's any like last minute, like, oh hey, we'll at least interview this guy as well. And in case any of the others are red flags, you know.
Yeah.
Because we don't know how many of these guys are going to be interested in or liking.
Honestly, what I'm gonna say is if we do end up having to interview for another maid position because someone else, because if Auris ends up being a chef, I want to interview Griffiths.
Who?
Griffiths.
Grievous. Oh, the Earth Genasi.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's back up if Alaris isn't our other maid.
Yeah.
Should probably write that down. That does sound like a good idea for a backup.
Either way.
Also,
as you guys start getting ready for the interviews and all of your applicants start to assess themselves as Roderick comes forward and you take them to, I believe it was like the top not backyard, brain, balcony. There we go. Up to the
aggro, no, he is not food.
Yeah. As you guys start to prepare and everything, that's where we'll end the session for tonight. Next session, we're going to be throwing through all the fucking interviews.
The poor NPCs in Sunday Game.
Yeah.
They got put through some shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say like we'll cover like what your guys' like interview process will be probably next time, and like how you guys are gonna set up the interviews. But
probably less fucked up.
Yeah. Nonetheless, this is going to be interesting. But I suppose then we'll have to wait for what happens next time on Legends of Nodera Strike and Gold Iron. And if anyone else here, and I know I saw one or two people in here, but if anyone else is interested in
Gamer, hi chat.
Hi chat.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. If anyone is interested in catching up or continuing the conversation with a few of these folks, I will probably be moving over into the general chat of the Discord, which is linked in the About section of my Twitch channel. Making your way over to the grotto. There is also a YouTube channel, literally just youtube.com/natureclaws, where the VODs are going to be set up. Most of them are up at this point. Nonetheless, I still need to attach the link to various things. But nonetheless, it exists, and if you want to catch up with at least the live streamed sessions of the party, which there's a bit of a recap and then a few other things, you can check it out over there. But nonetheless,
oh yeah, also, but the fuck's a Komainu?
Oh, Komainu? Oh, sure. This will be the last roll. Roll history. No, sorry, not roll history.
Fuck.
This would be either history or nature. I'll allow for this. Actually,
Damn,
no, sorry.
I'm bad at both of those.
Because this is a creature not native to the continent. 5. What the fuck's a Komainu?
I was about to ask, because I was looking over the locations and everything of where they're from. I was gonna ask if I could roll things, but I don't think I can.
I'll say roll a history check, either history or nature. Farron, whoever's interested.
History or nature?
About the Komainu.
All right.
Yeah, about the Komainu. 14.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know what?
This will be the last roll, and then we'll head off.
There you go. Everything.
Never heard of it. Kumal.
Yeah.
bucks a
I'm at
Kamanu?
20.
Well, I guess at that rate,
donkey?
I guess at that rate, Kumal's just gonna pull out a fucking book with the picture. Um,
Is this?
yeah. So Komainu are actually large, lion-like, or like at least like predatory or like big cat esque sort of species. They're roughly the size of like a horse at the full, like a full adult size. They can reach basically the size of like some of the griffins here in New Arcaster.
Oh, they're kind of like moorbounders?
Kind of. Well, considering technically you may or may not be able to see one outside, and Kumal basically pulls out a book to show the picture, I'll just show what Hisashi looks like. As this is a Komainu.
Hey, buddy.
What?
Whoa! I love it.
The young
It's
the young
so
ones.
fluffy.
The young ones are about the size, at least presumably, if Hisashi is a young adult, they're about the size of like a golden retriever.
Holy shit.
So like,
I
so
love
like,
him.
they're only about the size of a large dog, though presumably over the course of the next couple years they're gonna get older.
Oh, okay.
Bigger.
They're gonna get
Okay.
bigger.
Well, if it's kind of small now, and if in the next couple years it gets bigger, that helps a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Luckily, just kind of peering out the window, Hisashi just seems to be like obediently waiting outside and just kind of wagging his tail.
Oh boy.
Dang it! Oh, okay.
We can interview him too, since
Yeah.
the stable wouldn't be like terribly necessary, because he could technically.
Yeah,
room
you look
with
outside,
him.
it's like, okay, it's not that big yet. Good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about like a horse.
No, when they're an adult, they can reach that big.
Okay, so we
Um,
can. Okay, I feel all right. I'm fine with interviewing them now.
Okay, yeah. Nonetheless, we'll have to save that for next time then. If you guys
Oh
would like
god,
to
I'm
tune
gonna have
in-
to. I don't want to kick a dog.
We're not.
You're
God
not
damn,
gonna fight the dog.
We're not.
I'm gonna fight him.
First off,
No, I'm not gonna fight the
Well, technically, it's not a dog. It's actually a more lion or tiger than it is dog. But anyway.
Gosh, you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, don't want to kick the pet. But nonetheless, we'll save. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but we'll have to see what actually does happen next time on Legends of the Dare Second Cold Iron.
I don't feel comfortable kicking animals.
By the way, hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
And with the bad stuff.